Well, there goes the Daverhood. Good morning, everybody, and welcome, everyone. We have reached the nexus, my friends. We have reached the very special vortex of this weekly radio program turned podcast.
The colors you picked match the card you got me. Look at the colors on that card.
Oh, that's just green, white, and blue. Yeah.
Look at the eights you picked.
Yeah. Well, eights, because today, March 30, oh no, sorry, April 1st, April Fool, April 1st, 2023, marks the 888th episode, honest to God, of this program, Dave's Gone By, with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my darling and adorable wife, Joyce, who is here as well. I'm going to lower this just a tad. But it's like 888 episodes. So Joyce loves that number because you turn it upside down or sideways, it's infinity. It's got that.
But also eighth and eighth was always like,
yeah.
It's interesting that the Greeley crime thing is back because eighth and eighth was always the nexus of when the scary or the naughty or the really kind of out there stuff happened. It was eighth and eighth.
It was always 8th Avenue and 8th Street in Greeley, Colorado. Now it's just we're very far away from Greeley, Colorado, but 888,
yes.
8th and 8th,
eighth and eighth and eighth
to the infinite degree.
Infinity to the second or third, yeah. Crazy.
So, in most ways, this has been kind of a wonderful week. We're not going to get into some negative things, but a couple of wonderful things happened. First of all, this morning, let's
your little friends, yeah.
So since we've been living in Maryland for 8 months, it will be 8 months this coming week that we have lived in our lovely house in Maryland. Turn this off because it's a little distracting. Hold on. And let's see, that should change also the light here. That's better.
Okay. I don't know. I can't see now.
Okay. Nice. So.
I could get Facebook on my phone. Let me try it.
We'll just make sure the volume's down. Yeah.
No, I don't know if I can do it. So.
Okay. So, we've been living here, and one of the joys of living in a suburban community, it's not a rural community, is that you have a front yard, you have a backyard, and you get a few woodland-ish creatures. Mm-hmm. So, I remember growing up on Long Island, on the south shore of Long Island, which was a bit more rural than it is today. Now it's just ex-urban. Like every once in a while, in the backyard, you find a frog. You certainly find squirrels and birds, and still you get the occasional bunny rabbit, even on Long Island, which is only 40 minutes from Midtown Manhattan, right? So coming out here to what is an equivalent of Long Island, just a tiny bit more rural and a tiny bit more southern, I'm thinking, okay, what animals? What are we going to get in our backyard now that it is spring? Now that we are more than a week into springtime, it's the 1st of April. And yeah, we get squirrels. In fact, squirrels who ruined our bird feeder a couple of weeks ago. We get birds, and we're attracting birds. We want birds, right? And every once in a blue moon, like once every 2 or 3 weeks, we see a fox in our yard. And then when the fox goes away, a day later, we'll see the bunnies, who I guess the fox didn't get. And, the bunnies have been going crazy this week. Huh?
I'm looking up. Give me the web. Is it Dave? You put Dave?
It's. Let me see the picture of me.
Is it the one where you're holding origami?
No, it's the other one.
Okay, seal. Okay, I'm still looking.
So, and I guess around Easter time, it makes sense.
Is it this one?
Yes, it's the one where my hand is like that on the brown shirt. We see bunnies. I mean, they're just chasing each other along the yard. I don't know.
I see your posts.
It says I'm live on Facebook.
Do I have to be a friend? No.
No, it should. I don't know why it's not showing you the live. So it says I'm live on Facebook. And in fact, it showed me before I clicked Facebook off of here that I was live. And then I had to turn that off or else the sound would be all kaflooey. But bunny wabbits, bunny wabbits.
No, not today.
No, yesterday. No. Well, I couldn't tell. They were moving so quickly. I thought they were squirrels, but I saw like a white tail. And I'm like, that's a bunny.
Yeah.
That's a bunny. And as I've been talking about week after week now, is squirrels. Squirrel. You can be in Washington Square Park and see squirrels. You know, they're like what are they called? Rats. Oh, pigeons are rats with wings.
Yeah.
Squirrels are just rats with longer tails. They're cute, but they do damage, and they're rodents and so forth. Whereas bunnies, bunnies are just squirrels with different tails, and yet bunny wabbits. So we're seeing these, and the occasional fox, which blows my mind. And was it yesterday or the day before when we were coming out of the parking lot of the university where Joyce teaches? Literally by the parking garage is some slight wooded area by the university, and a family of deer was kind of loping along. Well, not loping. They were just kind of, walking along.
Maybe you have to be a friend.
Probably. But you should. Maybe on the phone you do. I don't know. And how come you're not? After all these years, a friend of mine on Facebook.
Oh, this isn't my work account.
No, we're not. We're not friends. But there I am.
Daddy likes a squirrel.
And we've had, in fact, earlier this week, we saw a family of deer in our backyard again.
Yeah.
Haven't seen them in ages, and suddenly, there they are.
And they were super furry. They look different. They look more like donkeys.
Well, maybe a different
A
family.
different type of deer, yeah.
It occurs to me that I guess most deer have 2 or 3 kids, and that's why we see what seem to be the same deer in our yard as we do 5 miles away where you teach. Yes. I'm like, that can't be, it must be a different fam, right?
I do think, some of them hitch a ride in the back of the car, and then they get off and, they're shop.
This is why they have a shuttle.
They
have
go
a shuttle
to food court.
Do they really?
They have a little card, and they have like an ID card with their photo, and they scan it. They like Dunkin' Donuts a lot.
Yeah, well, I can't imagine the deer being able to afford Fresh Market. So
no, they do Dunkin' Donuts. They get a special. Because they can get non-meat, so they get like a croissant and a cup of coffee.
No, but what they do at Dunkin' Donuts is they get the donuts that are imperfect. The holes didn't come out right, so they just take the dough and they go to the antler, they go, and they make a perfect donut.
Oh, wow.
It's brilliant. The hard part is, holding the donut with their hoof.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think they can do that.
So seeing deer in the yard, that's the greatest thing in the world for me. Squirrels, all sorts of birds, because we've been trying to keep the squirrels off the feeder, right? So Joyce and I have been buying now this special bird food. And what's special about it is that they throw in not just bird seed, and it's not so much seeds that squirrels won't like, but there's hot pepper in the bird seed. It's like little those pepper nuggets that you might put on a pizza.
Yeah, like a hot chili.
Little chili nugget peppers laced into the bird seed, which birds don't have a sense of smell or any reaction from capsaicin, but squirrels and other mammals do, so they're not into it. So we fill that in the bird feeder, and
this is from the zoo here.
Oh, read it, please. Yeah.
These aren't all we had. I'm looking for pictures of someone like we had.
With a bird feeder filled with the caps.
No.
Oh, all right. Well, anyway, so we put that in, and it doesn't keep the squirrels from eating the seeds that fall to the ground. Somehow, squirrels, once the seed is on the ground, they can differentiate. Squirrels are not apparently that stupid. They can look at a seed and go, "That is a hot pepper." I'm looking. It's like Jews at the Passover Seder. It's like
I think they eat one and go, "Oh, that was not good."
Maybe, yeah. They might try one, like Jews at the Seder. They'll say, "Oh, is that green pudding?"
I can't find any ones like the ones we saw. That's so weird.
And so, but a squirrel will be able to suss out of the seeds on the ground which to eat and which not to. So yeah, if you call out names of birds, we can see
common crackle, downy woodpecker,
we got the grackle,
American crow,
woodpecker,
Carolina chickalee, mourning dove, European starling, house sparrow, hairy woodpecker, blackwing, redwing.
I showed her my furry woodpecker on our anniversary, but yeah.
I don't have a duck.
Well, don't even say it. Why don't we get there yet?
I'm sorry.
But so far, I mean, it's 3 times the price of regular crap ass bird seed. But so far, the birds are coming for it. They love it still,
This is what we saw.
and the birds are staying off the feeder.
Yeah.
The squirrels are staying off the
No.
feeder.
The birds are on the feeder.
The squirrels are eating underneath, but they're not.
And some birds are also eating underneath too, like the bigger birds. So I think what happened is the feeder we got is for teeny birds. When a heavy bird or a squirrel goes on it, it locks down the little food access. So I think the bigger birds are off it, and the squirrels are off it. The little birds are on it, and the bigger birds and squirrels are on the floor getting the soil.
I don't want to put off the bigger birds. They're beautiful. I want cardinals and I want jays.
Yeah,
but
sometimes.
But we get these beautiful.
They use the bird bath more.
Yes. Yeah, I filled the bird bath yesterday with water because something wind that knocked it over. And suddenly there was a cardinal in it splashing around.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
He was cleaning.
So as a bird should in a bird, this is a bird bath. It's like a bird fountain.
Yeah.
You're not really supposed to be drinking from it. It's supposed to be splashing around and
I guess they do both.
Getting their feathers in there. Well, yeah, it's like the Ganges. And it's like, once that would bathe, then I would drink.
I don't know what they do. He's very cute though.
Oh yeah. So these are all the animals that we get. Haven't seen a frog, haven't seen a turtle in the yard, anything like that. But it's great to see all these, even over the winter, you occasionally get these animals. For the very first time since we've been living here, this morning, I'm looking out the back window and I see a bunny just, zoom. I can't tell if it's a squirrel or bunny, zoom. And then, okay, wow, what was that? I look back towards where it was, and then there are these 2 ducks. Oops, I just lost them. Just lost them.
What is copyright? Right here, dude. Just do me a favor.
What's that?
Hold it from the sides.
Yeah.
Like that, okay.
Here it is. This is not them, but it looked exactly like
it's hard to find them.
Yeah.
They're not listed in the Maryland backyard birds, but we live near a lake, or
a small, almost man-made
like a water
lake.
body. So I just think they got misdirected.
Yeah, because suddenly you would figure in a rural-ish area, every once in a while, birds might land. Why don't birds land more often on lawns? When we were living on Long Island in my mom's house, there's a park, a beautiful park, 3 blocks away from where my mom lives. And that park is just filled with ducks and geese kind of walking around, splashing around. There's a big water pond there. It's got so many ducks that you're going to watch where you're walking, not so much that you're falling over ducks, but there's duck poo everywhere. But it's beautiful. It's wonderful to see all these ducks there. But you never really get ducks in a neighborhood. You figure, how do they know? They all go to the park.
Well, when we lived in Colorado, when we used to walk through a park, the geese would hop from the park, around the park were houses, they would hop from the park to the houses.
I don't remember that.
Remember the geese? So remember it was I'm saying the wrong name, but that big park, like the Swedish park with the water, and in the middle it had a little island, it had a gazebo, you walk through it. And so some of the ducks or geese would. Oh,
they would come up on the lawns.
They would cross over. So
the geese, especially.
It was like an oval park, a huge oval, and around the park were houses. So they would hop off of the street from the park, cross like a one-way street or two-way street, and then hop to the lawns. So we saw that.
So, but it hasn't happened here.
No.
Right. Back on remembering and when we were living in.
I have a feeling it wasn't ducks. It was squirrels wearing outfits because it's April Fool's.
It's April Fool. That's right. How weird that for the first time ever we see ducks on our lawn, and it's April 1st.
I think it was like.
And they were giggling.
Yeah, they were.
The ducks were giggling. They were like and tucking like their. Yeah. I think they had their tails in a bunny.
It might have been a bunny. That was
But it was so cool. And it's neat because there is a little tiny. Park area with a man-made lake around here. The parks here have nothing on the parks in Colorado or on Long Island, but this.
Well, I would say that's not true. We've Loch Raven.
Well, the local ones. The local ones are met.
Loch Raven and all of that,
But the nearest one is really no big deal. It's got a little bench. It's got a little water, but it has ducks. It has like a handful of ducks that splash around, and it makes it
we
worth
have-
seeing. But they've never come here. And then suddenly on April 1st, on a rainy
I
morning.
think they were in tiny little costumes. I saw the zipper on one. It had a little zipper.
But it makes me sorry. It's another check mark. I can think we've had ducks and chicks and geese and ducks, beggars, so all I'm waiting for now is giraffes.
Ooh.
I want to see a frog. I would love to have a frog.
I followed the baby. Is the baby Fiona? She's a hippo at one of the zoos.
Oh.
But she's big now. She's
Yeah,
too big.
I would not want to see a giant hippo
she's
in the
too
yard.
big
No,
now.
no.
I mean, she's vegetarian, so I like her, but she's
Like a Bengal tiger, as beautiful as that would
Jaguar,
be. No, do not want to see. I don't want to see a wolf here.
No,
which might be
you
possible,
did,
but
the other day
yeah.
you saw the fox. Remember, he was sleeping
Fox
under
and
the
Foxy,
tree.
yeah. And what else would I? What else would I want to do? You know, I would love to say a marmot or a woodchuck, but then they destroy the lawn.
You've seen kittens.
Yes, we do have a stray cat,
We
and
have
last
yeah.
summer
Yeah.
we did have. It looked like a friggin' pangolin, whatever the hell it was, a groundhog or a. Remember that thing?
I don't know what that was.
It was just like this gray thing with a lumpy beaver tail,
Yeah.
and I couldn't tell what it was, but it wasn't a cat, and it wasn't a squirrel, it wasn't a duck.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what it was, but you know, if he comes out again, I'd like to see him. That was neat.
That was probably a squirrel also wearing an outfit.
Yeah. No, didn't the gardener say it was probably a groundhog or something?
I don't remember what it was. I can't remember the name. It wasn't a beaver. I thought it was a beaver.
It could have been. Well, but why would a beaver be away directly from water and have a hutch near our not our garage? What is that? Our shed?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I honestly don't know. And believe me, I've looked at enough beavers in my time
David, I'm gonna look up
to be an expert on that. Anyway.
The little bird map didn't have a lot of. It's hard to assess.
But what a joyous thing that is to wake up and see ducks where there weren't normally ducks. That's the beautiful part. If I want to see ducks, I can walk 5 blocks and go to the little
There's a
park.
beaver dam in Maryland.
Oh well, yeah.
Are there beavers in Maryland?
Yeah. And to use that in a sentence, ooh, look at her beaver dam.
Throughout Maryland.
Is what the common beaver?
Yes. What kind of beaver? It's the Castus cardinalis. Ooh, semi-aquatic.
Oh.
Lives in lakes and wetlands.
Right.
What animals are mistaken for beavers? Muskrats, nutria, American mink, capybara, groundhog, river otters, quokka, marmot.
Oh, quokkas. Oh,
Quokka.
yeah. Oh, that's Australian though.
Live in my backyard.
Yeah. Well, obviously,
they are venturing out. Does it have a natural enemy?
What?
Coyote, foxes, bobcats, owls. What animal looks like a beaver but bigger? Capybara.
Well, it's raining out, so if our little friend wants to venture from his hutch or a place by the shed, I'm always.
Maybe he's dating the ducks.
Yeah. Well, what duck wouldn't like a wet beaver? Thank you. You're watching the 888th episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio Podcastio Programmio the Stream. What, man?
I could get the scissor and start making other numbers. Like I'll make a 9
Oh,
for
yeah,
next week.
it doesn't have to be right now, but yeah.
I'm gonna make it because that you need a 9 for next week.
I will.
Yeah,
yes.
Oh,
You're already worried about next week. We're just starting this week's show.
I'll do it later, but I want to make sure you have enough. I don't know the numbers you have.
They're in here. You can actually take a look.
I'll do it.
They're in. I just knocked over the lamp. So,
what'd you do? Knock the lamp?
Almost knocked the lamp. So here's the deal. So that was one amazing, wonderful thing that happened this week. And by the way, this is.
Are you going to talk about our?
Oh. That was part of it. So why don't we start, let me just remind people, this episode here on April 1st is going to be a quiet, probably shorter than usual episode. It's going to have, won't be that quiet. We've got Rabbi Saul Solomon here because we're only 2 or 3 days away from Passover of 2023. And Rabbi Saul has what do you need? Oh, no, it's pre-recorded. Rabbi Saul is here. Will be here, pre-recorded, because it's Passover. So he has some thoughts about the holiday that's coming up. So he has some things, some happy things. He was in a good mood for once. So Rabbi Saul will be talking about how cool it is that we live at a time when Passover has gotten kind of easier in a lot of ways. He'll be offering his mini sermon, his rabbinical reflection on Dave's Gone By. We'll also have Greeley Crimes and Old Times. Some exciting, fantastic, incredible news about that. Oh, yeah. And our not so exciting or fantastic or incredible, our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, where we're going to Genoa, Colorado. There is a Genoa.
That's Italy.
Colorado.
Look at this little teeny bird.
Where? What kind of bird? Hold on, there's a bird. Oh, let me see.
Be careful. Don't hurt yourself. Just look. Oh, look. Is it the top thing? Is that a woodpecker? Oh, wait. You went up. You can't see him.
I can't.
It's
all right.
I don't know.
Anyway. So, all of that on Dave's Gone. We don't have a special guest today, unless you count Pooey, who will be making a very special appearance. I will.
Yeah.
And of course, you're my special guest
should
always.
I show you that you want the certificate? I'll go get it.
You have? Oh, they give it back to you?
They never took it.
Really?
Yes. I'm going to see. Hold on.
That makes sense. So, Joyce and I have no life. Okay, she teaches full-time, I teach part-time. We have this lovely house, decent life, but it's still pandemic in a way for us. So we don't travel, we don't eat in restaurants, we don't do much of anything except we go shopping, right? That is our activity besides watching Netflix. We work, we grade, we shop. That's our life.
We eat.
We eat, you know.
And I make bread.
This is true. We got the bread maker working downstairs. So on last weekend, one of the things that we got excited about was that one of the places that we tend to shop basically every week is we go to the local strip mall.
Well, this week you're gonna get your ribs. We'll go later. Honey.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So we go to
Or if you want to go really late, we can go late and you can get your prime rib. That's at 3:00.
We'll see because we've got the bread cooking. We'll see. This is today tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, if you want to go today, we could do it today.
We'll see. We'll figure out how the weather is.
I think tomorrow we go and get your ribs if that's okay. Is that acceptable, honey? Okay.
She says the word ribs. I must have been hypnotized as a child.
I think it's because they gave you the sample and you really liked it.
Oh, I talked about this last time.
Tell them about our.
I'm trying. Yeah. So here's the deal.
Don't get mad at me. I'm trying.
Well, I'm saying this. You hand me the thing here. So, one of the places sends us in the mail a coupon, a special, an incentive to get people into the mall, into the store to shop. And it's all these stores that are kind of connected because they're owned by the same. So it's TJ Maxx, Home Goods.
What we could do, if you want to do it tomorrow, I mean, we could go to the home one in Arrowings Mills.
Well, but we don't have, wait, no, this is coupons from last week.
But that's where the other store is if you want to go over there.
We could. We could be someplace different. There'd be.
I like the similarity. I like Mike Pete's tea. I like my,
So this time we're not only going there because we have nothing else to do, but we're going there because
I enjoy it.
I enjoy it too. I enjoy it. It's a nice place to shop. I'm glad we have it. So we go there, but this time we have a special incentive. And the incentive is we get in the mail an incentive like that last weekend that member more. Normally the doors open at like 10:30 or 11 o'clock.
Yes.
Not last weekend.
8:30,
oh no!
8:30.
They open the doors to the store at 8:30 in the morning. Why? Because it's for people who are members. You sign up. We have a credit card from them as well, but you also can do a membership thing. You get points and all this. So it's like, special membership stuff with potential drawing for 3 gifts.
The free bag we got is on that picture.
Yeah.
They give you the free bag, yeah.
So we go into one of the stores. 2 of the stores that are owned by the same company are like half a block from each other. Mm-hmm. So you can go to one and then go to the other and show the membership thing early on. So we get there early in the day. We get there like 8:40 in the morning, didn't we? Or was it close?
We're like, we're close.
We go in, and the first thing, and in the first place, there was this guy literally at the door.
I call him the greeter.
He really was. And he was just, of course he was faking it, but it was like, welcome, and so happy to have you in our
Yeah.
store, and it's a membership. Can we see your member? And we show them
Yeah.
the credit card.
And then
and
some really
yeah.
robust lady pushed in and went in. She didn't have a membership card.
I
Two
know.
people didn't.
I smacked
that's
her.
Wrong. No,
Yeah.
no, but that's wrong.
Yes,
you know?
it is.
You can't make that poor happy man be like a bouncer, you know. So,
Yeah.
But he was cool.
He was great, yeah, and that's what you want from a greeter. From a, they always talk about a company having the
front facing
face of the company, and it's the reason I couldn't get a fucking job in so many companies back in the day in my 20s when I was desperately looking to get into like TV and publishing thing, and just to get in the door, just to get a secretarial. I was typing 80 words a minute, and I knew shorthand, but I'm a short, little, fucked up looking Jew, and they want a cute blonde girl with tits at the front desk of a law firm, so that people come in and it's like, you know.
We had when I worked for an investment company, she was not blonde and she was not young, but she was a model. And so all she did, you got off the floor of the investment company, and there was like a glass wall, and she was behind the wall, and she was beautifully dressed, beautiful woman. And she would direct the traffic. You know?
And I get, as an older person now, I get it. As a younger person, I was full of rage.
But bring it back to the.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, not that this guy was a model. It was a reasonably good-looking guy, but not that he was young. But the fact that his personality and that he was just so like welcome to the big smile.
Yes.
You know, fake as all get out, but big smile like. Welcome to, so he was so good at it that it didn't feel fake.
It was very fun. I thought he was lively and fun.
Yeah, and it made me feel like, oh, I'm glad we got up early in order to come here and shop early to get, because look at the special deals. And it wasn't really any special deals. It was you were just able to shop before the crowds came in, right? So you had the store more to yourself, which is nice. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But it really is the same. I mean, the prices are cheap to reasonable because it's that kind of store anyway.
Yes.
But it's not like there's a special, all members get 50% off everything. It's not like that.
No.
So we're futzing around and looking at a couple of things. And we sign when you first walk in. Make sure you fill out the raffle ticket, to see if you can. So Joyce is shopping for her stuff. I'm shopping for my stuff. 5 minutes in. They call my name.
No, that's the second store.
Oh, they called your name. That's right. They called your, you're right. Yeah. They called Joyce's name. And I was like, yeah, and you were all the way in the back of the store. And I'm like,
and you're like, come on, hurry.
And wouldn't you know, I guess because there were only like 3 people in the store at that point, 2 of whom weren't members.
They have it all day.
Yeah, every 15 minutes they were calling out.
They have other people who aren't there.
Yeah, so we're there, and suddenly her name is called, and boom, they hand us right then and there a $10 gift certificate. And they're like, you know what? And it's a brilliant marketing strategy because it didn't really cost them $10, but we probably spent more in that store because we knew, one of these items is for free.
I don't think so. I think we normally bought,
I don't know. I think we were a little more like, you know what? This is so cool. I wouldn't normally spend $11 on this, but
little containers and that was
yeah. So it was like, yay! Already it had made our morning and made it worthwhile to come in and do this and shop there, as opposed to shopping there at like noon and just grabbing a couple of things. So good marketing. And then we go to the next store. The one that the same company owns. And we show, again, our invitation to show, and each store gave us this nice bag, which you usually have to pay like $1 or $2 for.
No, that's cloth much more.
Yeah.
Cloth is like 10.
Yeah. I mean, a beautiful cloth carrying bag.
Yeah.
Just, hey, thank you, member. Thank you.
And we'll bring it when we go so we can be recognized for our status.
So, you're right. It even says on that, TJ Maxx, Marshall's Home Goods, and Sierra. I don't know what that is.
Sierra's like REI. It's like their version of outdoor sporting goods.
And
the one in near your school is the other one, the home decor or whatever. That last one.
Yeah, I can't even. It's like a little green box.
Yeah, that's another one.
So this was exciting. We get into the other store, and we're walking around the shop. And these are 2 stores that we fairly frequently frequent.
Yeah, but they were more on guard because they were like, "Are you a member?" They probably had a lot more.
Well, because
cheaters.
they didn't have someone at the door either.
No.
There's like that one we go into.
They did. When we we left, they did.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, she was
'Cause-
just probably taking a pee.
Because we come in to the second store, and it's like, because we were so used to this VIP treatment in the first store. The greeter at the door, the $10, the this, the bag, please.
Yeah.
And then we walk in the net and we're waiting for the greeter. And like, hello? And like just these two women at the checkout, cashiers were like, yeah, fill out the thing. I was like, okay. It's more typical. It was like, we went from a Colorado store to a New York store. It's like, the second store, so, but we fill out the thing because we dig in the first one, and there they are. And grabbed a bag, and meanwhile, because I'm that way, I'm like showing the people at the checkout,
your card.
Well, I have the credit card for TJ Maxx, so we're real, we're members.
Yeah, you're legit.
So we go shopping and we would grab, looking around for a couple more things, and then I hear my name over the loudspeaker.
Yes.
And we won $10. It was the best shopping experience ever. Because that's pretty good. If you spend, $50 and you get $10 off.
And all the money we spent, we get $10 back again. We just got for the bill. So
it's great.
It's a good.
But you would figure that is the best thing because of all the, when we went shopping to get $20 back on top of, they're all being sale prices of the things we buy anyway. Would be the best part.
Then we went to, oh God, what's the name of it?
Where?
The one, Burlington, and you got all the shirts.
Right.
One of which you're wearing now.
Yeah. Burlington we didn't have a thing for. We just shopped.
No, it's a different company.
We bought one other thing. Was that at Burlington?
Yes, that was at Burlington. We bought your shirts. Sports bra? Oh,
I didn't buy my sports bra there. I know. Yeah. But one thing we noticed, and Joyce noticed this before. Somehow Joyce noticed this before I did.
Because I use it all the time. David, I'm always on the lookout for one,
In a manner of speaking.
Yes, I always need, not necessarily this one, but I always look for one.
Yeah. But usually we even though I'm a child at heart, obviously, and I'm always looking for ridiculous, stupid toys and things, we generally don't go through the children's area.
Well, we had to pass through it because we didn't know the layout of the store, so we were just a little bit...
But it was also not on the shelves or in an aisle or anything. It was
on a table. It was on a table in front of the kids section.
Right there.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, like as we're turning the cart.
Which is funny because our cashier was extremely pregnant.
Oh, that's right. I thought she was going to drop that moment.
I was like,
I guess there's nothing wrong with pregnant women working, but she could wear a longer shirt. I'm like seeing the tattoos on her belly.
You saw something?
Yes. Her belly was hanging half. God, yeah.
I think she was just really, really pregnant.
I knew it threw up on her navel.
I wonder if she had the baby.
Maybe by the time we finished shopping there, she did. Like a leg was coming out of her hoo-hoo.
No, but it's relative. It's related because.
So we're guiding the cart past this table, and Joyce says, "David, we're getting this." I didn't even know what else she was talking about. I was like, "Yeah, David, we have to get this." And I was hoping it was like a remainder, a clearance thing, but it really
it is, yes, both a remainder and a clearance thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this, I guess because it was out of the box. It was in the box. I don't know why it was on a table there.
I don't know either.
Oh, the box is downstairs. I think, is it still by the garbage can downstairs?
No, where did you put it?
Check my slidey room drawer, or this one maybe. Yeah, that slidey room door is the way David says the word closet.
Here you go. It's in your closet.
Behold.
Each side has a different picture. Show my favorite one with the kid reading.
Well, this is pretty fast. I mean, how many children are this? Well, I probably would be. Are this happy? Now you've got.
He's a young executive child.
This is the pedophile photo right here. This is the one.
Going.
And then, well, this is the instructions because.
Oh, I didn't see him. Then he's doing the flush, honey. Show them the flush.
Oh, and then you've got, of course, the child. So this is not a life-size replica. It is a toy-ish replica.
It's a my-size potty.
But it's how heavy? I mean, I guess a 20-pound child would not break this.
I don't know. These kids are pretty big. Let's see what it says.
Yeah, how old? How old is a child
Real
supposed
flush
to
sound, easy to clean,
be? Mm-hmm.
built-in wife compartment.
Oh, this is a built-in Wi-Fi. No,
Built-in Wi-Fi. Oh, maximum weight is 50 pounds.
50.
So I guess as soon as your kid gets used to it.
Well,
and
yeah.
It says, we love our customers, let us know.
Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. This.
And David, if you're not completely satisfied or have any questions, you can contact them.
Oh, I'm completely. Well, except for this not really fitting on quite correctly here, but I'm completely.
Show them the best piece.
Well, the best piece, first of all, is this legit. Listen. Now, my family and people who have known me for decades know just how fecal-philic I am and how important toilets have been to my sense of humor.
Yeah.
Literally potty humor. And here, finally, I actually have a beautiful, perfect toy potty, including a place for handy wipes.
Yes.
So, and go figure, even though I had the idea, I'm not the one who did this. Middle of the week, Joyce sees this on my desk or on my filing cabinet in my office, and fills it with chocolate candies.
That's funny.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, they were in the wrappers, which, you know, if you could, without making a mess, if we could take them out of the wrappers. I would love to be back in like an old office situation, have this on my desk, and you know, get like little Debbie fudge things, and just open the lid. It's like, would you like some fudge? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
I think so.
Yeah, either that, or, you know, we just celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary, but if we had a party, and we wanted to do a chocolate fountain.
Oh, no.
Wouldn't that be the most wonderful
I don't
thing
know
ever?
if people would imbibe it. It would take the chocolate fountain that came from the party.
Well, that's the thing. It's chocolate. I would want to have it all for myself. So, you know, I'd be like, we have sort of a running thing. We got the chocolate flowing in and out of here, down the sides, and into little cups. Isn't this the most wonderful
Or you
thing
could just
ever?
have lemonade. Fill it with lemonade and make punch. Like a lemonade punch.
I didn't
would be
think
great.
of that.
Yeah, like a lemonade punch would be lovely.
A punch bowl!
It's like a punch bowl.
Literally! Oh,
You could get some kind of plunger scooper, and then that could be
that would be just like in the summertime's going. When we go and sit on our patio,
Yes.
and we just keep us here, and we
With
just
lemonade.
more lemonade?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. So all in all, certainly for Joyce and me, it's been a pretty good week. Not to mention the fact that, yes, I don't know if I mentioned it
What?
on the show last weekend,
What?
but on, what day was it? I guess it was Wednesday of this past week. Joyce and I celebrated literally our 25th wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
We know each other longer.
Well, yeah, most people do. Most people don't get married on the day they
Did we
meet.
first meet? When did we first meet at Joy's graduation?
It would have been, well, then that would have been probably a May, because we started dating in June of the year later, right? Of '96 is when was our first date.
Was it longer?
No, I'm the same size, unfortunately. 3.5 inches. No,
Really? That's not a lot.
I know that.
So maybe 95?
We were,
When did
yeah,
she-
it must have been 95
Yeah.
when we first met, and we didn't start dating.
I wonder if she has anything online, but she's gone. But
Well, she's long gone, yeah. That's the quite amazing thing. The two people who introduced us
yeah.
are long dead, and they were younger than us, and they both came to kind of ridiculous bad ends. But we were introduced by two people who really tried to push us together. Didn't work the first time, and then the second time was like, you know, boom. Met again in June of '96. And started dating, and a year and a half later, we were, well, more, in March of '98, we got married on a beautiful day on Long Island. It had been sort of a wintry, blustery March, and it snowed earlier in the week. But the day we got married, March 29th, suddenly, like, the skies opened. It was 60 degrees. It was the most gorgeous possible. We should have done an outdoor wedding, but who knew? And it was quite wonderful. And I think I even told this story on the air last year. I was at the bat mitzvah, I want to say, of one of my cousins that was done at wait a minute. Did we get married at? No. What am I confusing that with?
I'm reading. Okay, hold on. Wait.
Yeah.
She died. She was born. Oh, we were born the same day. That's right.
Who?
Me and Joy.
Oh, okay.
I'm reading.
Yeah, that was our late friend.
It says she went to New York City, Fresh Meadows, New York University. It doesn't say continued her law degree. It doesn't give the dates. You know.
But where it was Temple, not Avoda. What was the temple where we were married, and then
Avoda.
It was Avoda. It was Temple Avoda, and so we had the one thing everybody said about our wedding 25 years ago was that the food was incredible, and it was kosher too, wasn't it? I think we kept it kosher because my family.
No, it was not kosher.
Oh, we didn't do kosher?
We had kosher meals for kosher.
We had kosher meal for kosher people. We did not do kosher, but we had fabulous food, and everybody remarked about it. And they weren't kidding. They weren't just being nice and saying, "Oh, I loved your wedding. The food was good." It was like the food. Food was great.
She died before Bob.
Oh yeah, we know that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was able, 24 years later, when I went to the bat mitzvah of my cousin, who went to the same temple, got the same caterer to cater their event, and the food was great. But I literally called back to, I went to one of the waitresses, one of the serving people, and I said, I know it's a busy thing, but can I speak to Kenny, the caterer guy? And they're all really scared because they think that I'm gonna, he runs a tight. If you think the Iron Chef is a tyrant, if you think what's like Gordon Ramsay, I mean, this guy is like, he's Big Brother and Chef Ramsay and Hitler rolled into one if you work for him. But he makes magnificent food and he runs a tight ship and he apparently pays quite well. So you deal with it, you put up with it if you work there. So they're like, "You always talk? Why do you want to talk?" I'm like, no, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, I promise. So finally they bring him out for a minute. I just wanted to say, and I got to tell him, I just wanted to say that we remember when we had our wedding 24 years ago, that the food was incredible. And that was on you. You were running it. It was plentiful. It was hot. Everything was delicious. I remember the duck that was served at my wedding. I don't even remember the wedding. I remember the duck that I ate at my wedding. And thank you. I just wanted to thank him. And it was a nice. I don't think it even meant anything to him. It was just like taking a moment out of his busy day. Like, who's this asshole wants to talk to me? But I think it was meaningful for me to tell him just how nice and special he made, most important day of my life. So, yay. And I'll say it again right here. But, yeah, 25 years ago. So we had that this week, Joyce and me, to remember and to be kind of happy about. What else? I mean, isn't that enough? It's a pretty great week, all in all. Little things mean a lot. I just wish this thing stay on.
You have to put it in a certain way.
That's what she said.
Just put it on the floor all world.
Yeah, can you? I want to get the potty on properly.
I think you got to screw in that other thing.
That's where she. Oh yeah, that's the thing. There's something that isn't really screwed in.
Yeah, that we didn't put it all the way in.
Yeah, that's what she said. I think that's the problem. It's not sticking down the way it really ought to. So that's why. It's pretty damn great though. You got to admit. So now I have my own toy toilet.
Here you go.
Yay! Well, no, it's still not. It needs to be screwed in. That's the. Oh.
Yeah.
Right, leave it there for now. But was this week or was this a week ago?
This was I think that. Did we get the Screaming Goat with the discount? Or, it might have been around the same time, a week plus or minus.
It wasn't discounted, but it may have been the day that we got the. So we couldn't resist.
You didn't bring Wavy Man out today.
Oh, no, where
want-
is he?
He's in the closet here.
Oh, he's in the closet here. I thought he was in the.
I
Oh.
can bring him out for the closing.
Well, I don't want to take. Yeah, I don't want to take away from the goat. I will show this again.
Let me get the book so you can read the book about it.
Yes.
You never did the book about Screaming Goat.
This is again the same company that did the Wavy Man we showed a week ago. The company that gave us the bullhorn. Yes, we're making this company rich by buying their overpriced, ridiculous, but magnificent tchotchkes, including a plastic goat that makes a screaming noise. Who would think of this? Why? Why would they think? All right, let's read. Thank you very much. Oh, and also don't forget the other thing that happened is not great, but it didn't happen to us, so it was good.
What?
Well, remember I woke up at like 5:45.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, where is the? Oh, here it is. Okay.
A wavy man, wavy man.
I'll get him ready.
Get him ready for like later in the show.
Yeah.
But let's not take away from screaming goats, or this is actually a direct quote from one of the goats.
Tell me the history of it. I want to know why he's a. I don't understand. Like, why would you make? I understand why you make a potty.
Yes.
Or I understand why you make that wavy man. We learn the history of the wavy man, but can we learn the history of the goat?
I don't think we even did the air horn book. Maybe we'll do that. No, we'll do that next week. Next week. Let's not gild the lily.
I know. Well, come on.
Introduction. Dare we assume how you ended up with this goat? What? How you ended up with this goat kit in your hands? It's a goat kit. Actually, it should be more like a goat kid.
Kid goat.
Either you are in awe
Yes.
of the screaming goat phenomenon that has swept over this great nation,
Yes.
popularized by the good people of the internet, or you are a serious goat-loving aficionado.
Could be.
Yeah.
Or you shop at
sheep.
TJ Maxx and you want just to get yourself a gift.
That's right. I feel like we got this one for free because of the
It
certificate.
was $6, David.
7, but who's counting?
No, look at the.
Was it only 6? It was $5.99.
Yes!
Oh, I feel better about it now. There we go. The Jew in me comes out all the time. In case of the latter, in case you are a goat-loving aficionado, I suggest you take a second to Google screaming goats. All right.
Yeah, because we saw them on the interwebs. There's a lot.
And then there's, in parentheses, weights. Yeah, because the people who write these are brilliant, actually. Now, please accept my apology on behalf of the world.
Oh, yeah. Why?
Oh, here we go. Whatever brought you here, let us all rejoice.
I'm going to find you another.
I could have written this. This is wonderful.
I'm going to find you another thing, okay.
In the moment of shining goat glory. I am reading this verbatim here. Yes. I'll read that again, in fact. I'm going to be like Lewis Black. I'll read that again. Whatever brought you here, let us all rejoice in this moment of shining goat glory. You are now an official owner of a goat figurine that... ... screams. Wait, is that a video of Screaming Goat?
Yeah.
A real one or just a... Oh. But I think they're laying in the sound. You think that's the actual goat noise?
Yes, I believe it is.
Thank yourself or the crazy individual who thought they were being so funny by buying this for you. Wait. These are real. These are real.
He's not happy.
Oh, he's so cute. Well, they're not being abused or anything. They're not.
Are you sure?
Maybe used to hydrate.
Oh, here's another one. It really is the same.
You made that noise.
And not from my mouth. That's a goat. And some people think the internet is a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, oh God.
The power that you now hold.
Continue to read, honey. I'm gonna
Yeah.
see if I'm scared a bit, but.
The power that you now hold to annoy and entertain friends and family
Yeah.
is endless, ladies and gentlemen. Why you should push the button.
Why?
We're really sorry if you thought this box contained a real-life screaming goat.
Oh man, or does it?
All you will find is in it is a very cute plastic goat standing on a stump. But the real fun begins when you give the goat a little push. Yeah, that's all you have to do. Push the button. Here are 10 reasons. I only need one, but here are 10 reasons to push the button. Number 1. It's too quiet.
Yes.
Number 2. Your cat won't get off your computer. Number 3. Your mom won't get off your case. Number 4. No food in the fridge. Number 5. Traffic. Here. Not that I really encounter any major traffic living here, but. Number 6. Long lines. Number 7. It's Monday.
Yeah, I like that one.
Number 8. This is the closest you'll ever come to owning a goat.
Yes.
Number 9. Work is annoying you. School is annoying you. Your friends are annoying you. Everyone is annoying you. And number 10. You just really want to scream.
He's cute.
Honey, do you think you're up to taking a goat quiz?
Okay, yeah. Okay.
It's time for a goat quiz.
I'm ready.
Now that you have an excuse to use your screaming goat, let's test your knowledge about your new furry friend.
Okay.
See, sheep are cute. Goats are a little creepy. Goats are creepy. I'm sorry, goats just have. It's like the devilish thing with the Rolling Stones. Goats
No,
are.
you're not
Yeah.
feeling it. Okay, give me the quiz.
Oh, this is interesting. Number 1.
Yeah.
Why do goats scream?
Okay.
A. They're hungry. B. They miss their mom. C. They're in distress. Or D. All of the above.
All of the above. Yeah.
I don't know where the answer. All of the above.
Yes.
Like sheep and babies too, some goats emit a high-pitched wail. They spell whale wrong. Or bleat when something simply isn't right. Not all goats are born with this type of voice. In fact, each kid is very unique vocally.
I know, we could tell from all those screaming.
Yeah.
One sounded like a man, one sounded like...
Well, one like a fat guy who
it's like one
ding
time
dong fell. Yeah.
when I was living in my house in Queens with my parents,
Yeah.
I heard I thought a baby was left at our in the alley,
Yeah.
and I got really upset and I went out. It was a cat, but if you didn't, honestly, David, that cat sounded just like a baby, just like a baby.
There was another cat in the neighborhood that sounded like a toddler. He's like, my food! People were shocked. They were like that.
No, that was you.
Yeah,
that was you at Mission Barbecue. I want my foodies.
It's one of the common traits used by their mother to identify the babies when they're born. So she can hear its different voice. That is so cool. All right. Here's another goat question. By the way, no, we're not at the 10 o'clock mark yet. Number two.
No, 5 minutes.
Well, speaking of number 2. Hi, Pooey. What shape, are goats' eyes? A, round.
No.
B, diamond. C, rectangular. Or D, square.
They're diamond.
I'm guessing they're diamond unless it's a trick question.
Yeah, they're diamond.
They're rectangular. Ooh, the eye of the goat. In the animal kingdom, goats aren't exactly number 1 in the food chain. There are lots of hungry animals that prey on them.
So they have to see more.
But one of the great built-in survival mechanisms a goat has is its keen night vision, great depth, and peripheral vision, all thanks to its rectangular pupil. Pupils is difficult. It's different. No! Cheating! No!
So read the next one. Don't even...
That makes me mad.
Me too. That was a trick question.
But it's kind of interesting. They can scout their surroundings from 320 to 340 degrees in a glance, Humans only 160 to 210.
Yeah, that's really. I mean, especially with glasses, I can't see nothing.
Oh, this is good. Oh, look at
Let me
him.
see.
Look at him. Hold
Oh,
on. Look at that.
he's hopping a baby goat.
Oh.
What's the question?
Here's the question here. Number 3.
Okay.
How high can a goat jump?
Yeah.
A, 10 feet.
Okay.
B, 5 feet.
Okay.
C, 15 feet.
Yeah.
D, 12 feet.
I'm gonna say 15.
Wow. I didn't even think they could go 10.
If they're screaming, they can get lift.
That's true. There's a screaming and farting. They could probably do 12. But I'm gonna go conservative. I said 10. You say 15.
I really think
Wait, what?
12. Yeah. What?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was 10 feet, 5 feet, 15 feet, or 12.
I think it's 12, but I'm gonna say 15.
Yeah. I was kind of close, but the answer is 5. 5 feet.
Oh, that's a letdown.
Well, yeah, go have 5 feet. That's an extra leg. It's kind of not. Thank you. Not all goats are the same.
Oh.
There are many different breeds able to jump different heights,
Uh-huh.
but many owners of goats build their fences to about 5 feet tall to keep them from leaping onto other lands.
Oh, that you have to know that that makes sense
Yeah.
because that would make sense because they don't have
Yeah, you don't have to build a 10-foot fence to keep a goat in.
Yeah.
Since they're mountain animals, they have stellar coordination that enables them to reach outrageous feats involving heights. They've even been known to climb trees. Well, we know this.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, happy goat. Happy goat.
Oh,
Happy goat.
He looks happy. He's not screaming.
Number 4 in our quiz questions. Legend has it, goats discovered what berry? Makes no sense. The berries were there. Every berry. Animals discover every berry before humans.
We knew they were safe.
Yeah. A, the blueberry,
Mm-mm.
your favorite. B, the coffee berry. C, the blackberry. Or D, none of the above.
None of the above.
I would say the coffee berry. Are there ones that goats eat them and then they shit them out and people drink that?
I've seen that. I don't. Yeah, maybe you're right.
I don't. I'm gonna guess. So you're saying none of the above, and it's B, the coffee berry. Goats and coffee history. This is going to be fascinating, ladies and gentlemen. It's called the legend for a reason. No one really knows the true story behind the origin of coffee. So this is all right.
Yeah, of course. It's fibbing. They're fibbers.
But one of the greatest stories told is that a goat herder from Ethiopia named Kaldi discovered his goats awake and full of energy one night when they shook him in sleeping. They had
Did they
eaten...
go to Starbucks?
Well, close enough. They ate berries from a coffee shrub.
Uh-oh.
When Khalid experimented in eating the berries as well, he had similar invigorating reactions. Why? You guessed it. Coffee's got caffeine in the thing. Wow. I wonder. You would figure they would have discovered mushrooms first.
Well, but the thing is, like mushrooms and berries, we learned if you eat the wrong one, you're dead.
Right.
You know.
Do you think? Come to think of it, do you think animals might eat the psilocybin mushrooms and the head changing and have reactions, or they just?
Of course, I'm sure they're mammals. I'm sure they have some brain chemistry change.
Wow.
They give pets the same medicine. They have a pen and the tramadol.
Right.
Pets have thyroid. Pets have similar. So if there's the same.
You're right.
Yeah.
We'll think about. I can imagine.
Maybe that's what they do on the weekend.
The herd, like, look, there's Jorge. He's acting again.
That's not mint.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have to get him to urgent care tomorrow.
We gotta get the Narcan, the next little one.
All right, one more. I think this is the last of the quiz. Question number 5: How many stomachs does a goat have?
1.
4, 1, 2, or 3?
1. Cows have 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm gonna go with 2, but I'm guessing you're right with
They're
1.
small. How much room
Holy
do they
crap!
Have? What?
A goat has 4 stomachs.
To churn because they're veg. They have to churn the veggies or what?
Well, you got 1 stomach. You're a vegetarian.
But I'm a human. I'm not a goat.
The goat digestive system. Here we go.
Oh God, here we go.
Just like cattle, goats eat plant-based food, and they need 4 stomachs to be able to break it down. They're ruminants.
Ruminators, which means they chew cud. They chew cud and they have to digest the cud.
I guess they could if they could. Cud. No. They could not? No. The stomachs are also called the rumen, reticulum, omasum, Oh, I like that one. And abomasum. If they're legal, the perimasums.
Oh, that's cute.
Thank
I
you.
like that.
Yeah,
If they're on black and white TV, yeah.
humans have only one stomach, but like humans, goats also.
Foof.
The other one.
Burp.
Yes, goats burp.
Oh.
Goats, but they scream and they burp. What an animal!
It's like my granny.
And honestly, like me. So yeah.
Yes.
Because of the gas-creating activity that
Oh.
happens to the rumen, in the rumen,
Yeah.
that stomach,
Yeah.
goats have a lot to burp about in the barn. Wow. Oh, there's one more question.
Give it to me.
It never ends. Here we
I'll
go.
go down. I'll make tea for you.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. Thank you very much.
Make it tea.
Here's question number 6.
Okay.
What is a large group of goats called? Oh, I don't know.
I like that a group of crows are called a murder.
A murder of
I
crows,
like that.
right?
Like, woof.
Yeah. But goats are not called a murder. Are they called a team,
No.
a horde,
No.
a pack,
No.
or a herd?
A herd.
I think it's a trick question.
I think it's a herd. A goat herd.
Yeah, it is a goat herd. Yeah.
Once I heard from a lonely goat.
You're right, it's a herd. Wait. Ah, I heard that. Ah!
Give yourself the sigh. Give
Yeah.
yourself the sigh. David, let me run down and make tea. I'm a bit chilly. Do you want anything else?
I'll finish the. No, I'm good. I'm good. Just Steve, thank you very much. The goat and their herd. Goats have been tamed by humans.
Do you want me to give you the book for the
No, that's for next week.
Okay.
Next week. Don't want to. We're giving so much to our audience here on Dave's Gone By.
David, you're a giver. You're a giver.
Sister, I'm a giver, not a shiver. By the way, it's 10:03 in the morning, Eastern Time, here in the Daverhood. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. You're watching the 888th episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio Podcastio Programmio of the stream. So, yeah, we mix comedy and ridiculousness with other stuff. The other stuff includes more comedy and ridiculousness, including upcoming our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, where we're going to Genoa, Colorado. And what else? Oh, we have Rabbi Saul Solomon's Rabbinical Reflection. He hasn't done one since the end of last year, when he did one on 2022 ending and the new year beginning. He now has one to honor the arrival of Passover. So he already did a Passover one a while ago, a couple of years ago. Now he's got a brand new one on how cool it is to have Passover in the modern day. Check it. Don't go away. Rabbi Saul will be here with a new rabbinical reflection. And we'll have Greeley crimes and old times. Lots more fun here in the Daverhood on this Saturday morning. We're here every Saturday from 9 until noonish or thereabouts on this Facebook page. Okay, so a little bit more about screaming goats, aka screaming goats. Goats have been tamed by humans for ages, and they've been herd animals for about 10,000 years. Originating in Southwest Asia, goats like to surround themselves with goats of the same breed. And if you ever want to try herding goats with your dog, think again, they're not sheep. Fair enough. We're at the last page of the explanatory pamphlet that comes with the Screaming Goat. This book has been bound using handcraft what? I can't read. I honestly, it's on like orange, so I'm having a little trouble reading it here. This book has been bound via something methods and Smith sewn. Ooh. It's designed by people, the text, blah, blah, blah. Do not mix old and new batteries. Well, I guess that's with the goat. There's the final scream. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Screaming Goat on Dave's Gone By. Any week when I can get a toy screaming goat and a toy toilet, is quite a wonderful week indeed. Oh, and then we wanted to tell that other, it's not much of a story, but it's one of those things. It's one of those things. A couple of things that happened this week that just, everything's normal, and then suddenly not normal. So I'm sleeping, half asleep, because it's almost morning-ish time when I usually get up, but I'm still kind of down for the count. And I hear crash, smash, like a big crash. And then a horn going on. And I'm so half out of it that if the horn didn't really happen, I might have thought I was just dreaming and would have gone right back to sleep. But I hear that and I'm thinking, that sounded a little more than a car door slamming. Because it was after 5 o'clock. People could be getting up, going to work, and it wasn't garbage morning. Our garbage men come sometime between 4 and 5 in the morning, which is really nice. If you're still half awake, you get up then. But they take our garbage away, and they're pretty noisy about it. And you hear the truck going thing, and they're unloading the cans and putting them down. So, but I'm thinking, I go to the window because I'm awake enough to be compass mentis about it. I go to the window, see anything. No garbage trucks. And I'm just checked to make sure that our car, I'm looking down from the upstairs window towards our driveway, and I see that our car is not flashing. It isn't like some weird thing where suddenly the car alarm is off or something happened. So I'm like, okay, I head to the bathroom, have a little pee, and I'm like, I'm not quite ready to wake up yet. But, as I'm back in the bed, Joyce is hearing the car horn, not our car. But then we sat out for like another few minutes, like in and out of sleep. But I can't really go back to sleep. So by quarter after 6, I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm up. And I'm like, let me go head downstairs, make my coffee. I go, and I see, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's flashing lights. There's an ambulance. There's, a couple of cop vehicles. And, if I had just craned my neck a little further down the road, down our block, I would have seen a car really, really smashed up pretty bad. And I'm like, oh, crap. And turns out, or what it looked like, because we still don't have the whole story, was one car just careening down the road and smashing into a parked vehicle on the, parked on the sidewalk. And it was, the amazing thing, the messed up thing, I feel so bad for the homeowners, is that there were car parts all over the street, including a complete tire that had been knocked off the front of the vehicle and was just lying on the ground.
Did we ever look it up?
Oh, I haven't.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, please do. Because also, I really feel bad because the tire that was lying on the road was the tire of the vehicle that was hit.
Whoa.
It wasn't that.
I'll look it up. I'll be back 1 second.
Yeah. Well, because I can't give out our street name or anything like that, but because so many people are stalking me.
Daddy's hot.
Yeah, and Daddy looks like this. So, but that was a hell of a way to wake up. The thing that I don't get, the thing that I least understand about this whole, car accidents happen, people drive drunk, although Joyce and I both thought we noticed from the vehicle that apparently caused the accident, one of those handicapped blue sticker strips in front hanging from the dash. So we're like, my first thought was, no, this was not some drunk kid, because it was still pretty dark out, who lost control of the vehicle, was drunk, was driving too fast, blah, blah, blah. And immediately when I saw that, I'm like, oh, medical thing. Like one of these old people was in a car, was perfectly fine, and then stroke or med kicked in, or they fell asleep on the gas and couldn't get it off and just whammed in. Don't know. When I talked to one of the neighbors, he said, oh no, somebody heard loud music and it was somebody who was probably drunk and so forth. Don't really honestly know the whole story.
David, there's nothing. There's a fatal crash, but it was in another area.
Okay.
There's nothing here.
Darn. Well, it wasn't there was an ambulance there. Somebody was taken to the hospital. We're pretty sure of that. But maybe they're taken to the hospital for an hour or two, looked over, checked out. They're fine. So, but the thing I do not understand at all is, even, I don't care what town you live in, certainly in New York, certainly on Long Island, if you're near a fairly big street, half the day long you hear ambulances and sirens go by. They're either the police sirens, they're the ambulance sirens, it's the local Hatzola ambulance or this ambulance company, and it makes driving so irritating. It's one thing to be at home in your room, whatever, and hear an ambulance go by, you barely even pay attention. But it's always terrifying when you're on the road, especially if you have some hearing difficulty like I do at this point, when you know a siren is somewhere. Right? You all know this. A siren is somewhere, you're just not sure where the hell it is. Right? And so, you're terrified because you don't want the thing either coming straight at you, because they don't obey the rules of the road, they don't have to, or behind you is almost worse, because it's hard to tell how far they are behind you, and now whatever, you're in a lane, and you don't know what to do. You stop, but you then say, you try and go into this lane, and that might be dangerous because there might be other cars coming up, or it might be dangerous because the ambulance knows that lane has a little clearance, so they're gonna turn. Now you're gonna turn into the ambulance. So I get completely, I'm a nervous driver to begin with. I get completely messed up when I hear the ambulance siren. I just I don't go into complete panic mode, but I get really messed up because you don't. It's amazing. You really don't hear it until it's fairly close. I take that back. You hear a siren far away when it's far away, right? You hear it down that other street. Oh, there's a siren somewhere in the distance. Or you hear it suddenly when it's only 100 feet away. There's no middle ground. There's no sort of sense of siren, I know I can pinpoint where it's coming from, and I'm going to get ready. I'm going to pull over to the side of the road and hear it. No, it's either far, far away, but you hear it, or you're not hearing it, suddenly you hear it, and there it is, right? Which completely, makes driving an awful experience. And I'm speaking as someone who lost an ex-uncle of mine to a cop who was speeding towards the scene of a crime, was going probably 100 miles an hour out in the Carolinas or wherever it was. They were trying to turn. He was going straight, and it just smashed and killed them both. That was the beginning of, not this year, but last year. Killed my uncle and his girlfriend of the time. Just for this cop.
At least, thank God, it seemed like maybe the one person got in the hospital, but hopefully nobody got hurt. I guess they only...
Well, no, if it was a drunk driver, yeah. I hope he's dead.
No, but I don't know, maybe the local HOA will say something about it,
Yeah. I mean, if it was a medical incident, it was an old person who kind of just had a stroked out or something, I hope they're okay.
Walgreens is tempting me. They know me.
But the thing was, in this particular case, I hear the crash of the accident, don't even know what the hell it is, and then wake up about, 15, 20 minutes later, look out the window, start making coffee, and suddenly all these vehicles arrive. And there was no ambulance. I'm sorry, there was an ambulance. But
no sound, you said.
No siren. No, there was an actual, real, legitimate accident with apparently someone possibly hurt.
Yeah.
And yet, no. It's all you hear all day long. If you were living... even in Colorado, when we were living in Colorado, we would hear ambulances. What was it? What road was it? It was what we live off. We can say it now because we don't live there anymore. But Reservoir Road.
Yes, good for you, honey. Excellent.
Right.
Here's your tea.
Thank you. Yeah. How hot is it?
It's very hot.
No, I'll leave it.
You want ice cube? I'll put ice cube.
Yeah, drop an ice cube. You got one right there. Thank you very much. I just find it ironic that in the actual event of an incident, of something that could have involved some serious health concerns and physical problems of someone who's in a serious crash.
Maybe they figured that early. There's not traffic.
Yeah. But this, and then suddenly all these vehicles show up in complete silence, like ambulance.
Here, honey.
We're just gonna drive the ambulance up really quietly. We're gonna go rush.
Maybe they don't want to upset the sick people. I think that's nice. If I was sick,
I don't know. I just find that completely ridiculous.
It's like the idea of quiet birth, where you have birth, but you have no noise in the birthing room. It's quiet. Maybe they want to,
Or I wonder
yeah.
if they only put the siren on when they have a person in. No,
Yeah,
is that true?
Well, maybe maybe they got here quick. They're not that far away.
Well, they generally never. You should not live that far away from a fire department.
Even in the rural areas, you might have a long way.
Maybe. I know. I just found that really, really funny. So that was also our week too, and in a way, a lucky week that it wasn't our car. I felt bad for the neighbors because they took both cars away. This is why they have no fault insurance.
But was it their car or just somebody parked on the street?
I have no idea. I don't know the whole story. I'm guessing, but no, you're right. If it wasn't the car in their driveway,
it could have been the workers on Ian's house.
Yeah.
It
Maybe.
could have been anybody. We don't know.
Yeah.
It could have been a guest. Anybody who had a guest.
Right. Anybody who decided to park on the street and
if you have enough people, or your driveway's full, or your garage is full, and you need it. It could have been anybody.
Well, we live next to two neighbors. They both work.
Yeah.
So depending on, I guess, who goes first in the morning or who's dropping off the kids, they have to make a decision. One parks the car on the street while the other's in the driveway. So because if one isn't going and the car that you're not using is in front of the car, you know what I'm saying. So
it's a lot in the morning.
But yeah, it was a typical normal week, and yet all this stuff.
Well, then the way we did it, I'm like, David, I hear a car alarm, and I'm like. And you're like, didn't you hear the crash? I'm like, no. Because apparently from Fitbit, I learned I sleep like a bear, so bears don't hear. I heard the alarm food? What?
But you didn't hear the crash.
No, but I heard the beep.
Or we really did hear the crash. Yeah. That's what woke us up. But the crash doesn't sustain. It doesn't go.
No, that's what we heard, yes.
That got us up. And then once for Compass Mentis, we're hearing the horn go.
You know what it made me want to say?
Oh, please say something. Yes. Please do.
Can find some meaning in that.
We did this last time. Let's hear some. Oh crap! Without my glasses, this is going to be difficult. Why don't you do some of these? Oh, they're all over the place, but I don't keep a pair in here. You want to read a couple of German verbs for us?
Passive voice. The agent is introduced by von or durch, meaning of. The auxiliary, which werden itself is sein werden, which means have been. Wid geschen, he is being seen. Word, I can't speak German.
But you have German lineage. That'd be the closest one. Well,
if it was more Italian, I'd get it. I can't do the only thing I know for me is that because of my name, that you pronounce the second vowel.
What?
Right?
You would be. Well, I can't say your name. Well, what do you mean the second vowel?
No.
Yeah, but you don't pronounce the second vowel.
Yes, you do. You don't pronounce the first vowel.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's the long vowel.
Yes.
All right. Oh, I guess.
This is not good radio for nobody except us.
Yeah, no, okay. Anyway.
You know what I think we need?
What do we need? Oh, David needs to sneeze. Hold on. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Oh, we need the on-air sign on, I think again.
No.
Oh, no, I know what we need. This is a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me.
And remember, just turn his little thing,
Tell me when he's plugged. Is he plugged?
Yep. Turn him.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Tilt him left or right or front or center.
Make sure his front is facing.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Tilt him. Just tilt him. Woo! Whoa! Whoa, David, you're getting so good at it. Just give him a tilt.
Thank you. It feels really nice when he touches your face. I gotta say that. This is the happy waving guy. Yes. When you don't have children, this is what you spend your money on. Yeah.
He's gotten very active.
Well, yeah. Well, he's taking Viagra this morning, so.
No, I don't think he's very with it, right?
Yeah. Oh, nigga! Mazel, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen.
I turned him off.
So much fun
Yes.
on this episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio Podcastio Programmio the Stream. I do want to remind you, by the way, if you want to hear our older episodes, which have a ton of stuff on them. You know, we got Rabbi Saul doing a rabbinical reflection later. Oh, not yet either. Well, yeah, get that going. He's done more than 100 and almost 180
That's crazy.
of these reflections over the past decade or so. You want to read and hear the old ones? Go to davesgoneby.com. If you want to hear skits that we've done, go to davesgoneby.com. You want to hear or see all the interviews, hundreds of interviews, sometimes with some very famous people that we have done on this program, davesgoneby.com. That is where the archives reside, including the archives for every show, except one or two that got lost in the ozone, every show we've ever done, davesgoneby.com. So this is, can we say what you were actually looking, was this the one?
No, I'll look for them.
No, what was the one that you were not looking for?
So it wasn't me, people were looking for the population.
Yeah. Sorry about the nose blowing stuff.
They were looking for the Population Association Conference.
Right. This is beautiful. So let me finish telling you though that
now it's giving just pharmacists. So.
Well, what were the initials of the thing that you were looking for?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that'll find it. Should find it.
I made a mistake with the initials.
Okay. And also archive.org has all of our archives. That is not a website I own. It's a not-for-profit organization and website that collects art and culture from the past million years or so, especially public domain stuff. So if you're looking for old TV shows, old-time radio, archive.org. So one of the things, however, that Joyce was looking for, what were you looking for?
So it was a colleague on Twitter looking for the Population Association of America, PAA.
The Population
Conference, yeah.
Association of America, because Joyce is a gerontologist, she's a sociologist, she's been a statistician, she is in all these realms.
Mm-hmm.
So, but certainly with aging, right? What was it? Population Association of America?
Yeah, they were early on. It was eugenics, right? So post eugenics, then the organization kind of.
Oh, you're also a demographer.
Yeah, they're demographers.
So that's a colleague of hers she saw on Twitter was looking for this, and
Not
so
that.
well, she was looking for that particular conference, that particular association. What came up instead is this that I am begging Joyce to come with me to. First of all, it's in Canada, which is lovely. Prince Edward Island. It is.
We were there.
Is it near Victoria and Vancouver? The 107th annual meeting.
Nice.
With facilities at the Delta Hotel by Marriott, and Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, Canada. It's the PAA annual meeting this coming July.
Nice.
Of.
Ooh.
Where? It doesn't really, that's the problem. It doesn't show. Let's go to the, I should go to the website here. Of the actual organization. I'm hoping it's going to load up. Here we go.
What?
Save the date.
Yeah, save the date.
At least you can kind of see the logo of this. It's kind of hard to read the words. But you can see it, the Potato Association of America. There is a Potato Association of America. And they have met for the past 107 years! Can you imagine? 19 teens.
I love it. They were around during Greeley old times.
They were literally just the time that newspaper was starting.
That's what I'm telling you. They probably were, reading it. Maybe they read it for, farmers, helping farmers, right?
And this is the beautiful part. There's actually abstract submission and speaker guidelines. So this is an academic organization on some level about potatoes. And yet they know well that there's other aspects, because they say, bring your family, your companion. There are many great activities to experience.
Like what?
Well, it's basically more about Prince Edward Island and the actual conference. What are the, let's see, what it has to, abstract submissions. What Is it about growing? Is it, you have oral presentations, PowerPoints, of course. Not really giving us much about the organization, unfortunately. I would go back. Oh, there's your backwards thing. Um, we hope to see you
Oh, good.
at our 2023 PAA annual meeting to network and exchange the latest research, information, and ideas to move potato science forward.
Yeah.
Potato.
Our potatoes are not. We're not good at the thought. Is that maths?
I just
They
read
don't know
this.
if that's maths.
Maths.
They don't like maths.
Well, it might be sponsored. It's not, but it might be sponsored by Monsanto or something. It's like, what is potato science? Let's make them bigger.
I don't know. Maybe.
Let's crossbreed them
We
with
could-
cattle.
I mean, we could look and see like what after they present. They have two overflow hotels. But
Yeah.
that's really smart.
Is it?
Yeah,
How many people? How many?
because you want to make sure that you can cover that. I mean, that's
But I do think it's quite wonderful. We talked about this a week or two ago, that Joyce and I lived for more than a decade in Greeley, Colorado, which has had an annual Potato Day event for over 100 years. And of course, I became almost an unofficial mascot for Potato Day in
you were
Greeley.
official.
Yeah. And then we move here, and we don't have Potato Day in our town or in our nearby town where we teach. However, we did discover that elsewhere in Maryland, they do have Spudfest. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a drive. It's like 2.5, 3 hours away. So it isn't just next door. But holy crap, there's a potato Spudfest
Yes.
in Maryland. And it doesn't go one day, it goes 2 days, although the potatoing is the first day.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually give people a chance to go to a patch of dirt and dig up potatoes from the ground.
I love it.
Does life get better than that?
Not really.
I don't think so. Even the screaming goat
He likes it.
is not better than that. Even wavy, hello, I'm here, man.
How's he doing that, David? He's not plugged in. You know to plug him in.
Oh, he's just on the battery. That's why he
Yeah.
can't get it up. Yeah, as it were. As it were. Oh, my friends, it's 10:30 in the morning Eastern Time, and we're doing the Dave's Gone By show here on the Dave's Gone By Facebook page. As I mentioned, we have davesgoneby.com for the archives, archive.org for the archives, castbox.fm for the audio archives only. So even though we've been doing this as a video show for the past 4 or 5 years, if you just want the audio of all the shows we've ever done, you can find those at
It
Castbox.
said tornadoes killed 9 people.
Where?
Tornadoes in the Midwest and the South.
Oh,
The collapse of an Illinois theater.
What? Which?
I don't know. I'm trying to.
You know, when they say that, they mean a movie theater. You just know it's going to be a movie theater.
It says Indiana. Oh, I can't see. It's unblocked. It's New York Times.
Oh. Well, anywho. And what was I saying? Oh, and also we have a YouTube
I
page
took a picture.
Dave's
of
Gone By.
it. See, I took a picture
of the tornado thing.
No, of the New York Times thing, so I could
Oh,
read it.
yeah. I mean, did that just happen last night? Is that the deal?
It seems like it's.
What I've never understood is they're supposed to be so bad, these tornadoes. I've had tornadoes of beef, and they're absolutely delicious.
It says through Florida, Arkansas, Indiana, collapsing roofs.
No. Well, in Florida, it can happen to a more deserving state.
No, but it doesn't say that. I can't fully understand it.
Huh. But 9 dead?
Yeah,
That's
I guess
all right.
they were. I don't know. I'm sorry, honey. Go ahead. You're doing the show.
Anyway, well, I think I said all the different ways that you can watch or hear the archives of Dave's Gone By. We make it pretty easy to find the same content on all these different platforms, whether you're there for a podcast and on the go, or you're able to sit down with us live on Saturday mornings, or you just want to watch the archives later on in your week, which is kind of cool. I know we have friends out in Colorado who do that. They don't necessarily get to see it live as I'm doing it, but then later in the day, they put it on, they have me in the background or whatever. And you can do that even on the Facebook page, because once the show's over, and this is a wonderful thing about Facebook, it automatically saves the show to your feed.
That's great.
So that's really delightful. Anyway, and if you want to get in touch, davesgoneby@aol.com is the way to do that. davesgoneby@aol.com. Shall we get criminal, dear?
Yes.
Okay, well, every week. Oh, and this is the other thing that happened this week. I won't say more than the toilet. The toilet is extraordinary. More than the toilet, more than the car crash that didn't affect us, more than the screaming goat, more than the free $20 in shopping that we got.
And the free band.
And with all due respect, more than our 25th wedding anniversary. I know, I'm sorry, but...
I would reconsider that one a little bit, honey.
However, this week, and the thing was, I guess she wanted it to be a surprise. I've been going back and forth.
Hey, but can I go on the
No, wait until after Greeley Crimes at All Times, and then you can do it while I do play with Rabbi Saul, and we'll do
that's
the
right.
Limerick, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, but this is important. This is crucial. This is unbelievable.
Mm.
For weeks, for months, I've been having a back and forth email correspondence with a woman from the Greeley Tribune newspaper
What's her name?
in northern Colorado, Morgan Mackenzie.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. She works for these guys. It's a real newspaper in Colorado. And yes, despite the fact of this beloved page and headline, this was absolutely genius. And I think this is back when the old editor he died. But this might have been when he still was there. But whatever editor is there just deserves a little place in heaven for allowing this to be the front page of a real newspaper. It never ceases to be magnificent. Real paper. And it gives out the news of what's happening in northern Colorado. But they make room for 2 columns every week. And the columns are intentionally funny, even though they're based on absolutely real things. One of the columns is called 100 Years Ago, and it's by a guy we know there named Mike Peters. He's been on this program, who gathers and collects things that happened in history 100 years ago that were in the paper.
Yeah.
So he looks at the papers from 1923 and plucks out the things to our modern eyes might look nostalgic or cute or funny or ridiculous or shocking. And he plucks those, and once a week, he'll put them in the paper of like, hey, this is what they were writing about 100 years ago. It's great. There's another column in the paper once a week of what they call cop log. And these are, swear to God, honest to goodness transcriptions of the phone calls that come into the local police department. And it's not the stuff that's really serious, like the car crash. This is more like stuff of like, oh, my neighbor's goat just pooped over my fence. And then they're complaining about that. Or I saw somebody, shirtless, pantless, screaming and carrying a porta potty across the road. And, they call the police about this. And then it has to be noted down. It's the dispatcher, it's the job. Every call that comes in, they note it down. And it's public record. So it goes to the newspaper. They have the access to it. And Morgan goes through the weirdest, funniest ones, plucks them out, and once a week they go into a column called Cop Log in the Greeley Tribune. Well, I got incensed and panicked and saddened in November of last year when they stopped appearing. I thought, and every once in a while the Cop Log thing will go away because the person doing it is on vacation, the editor's away, it'll take a week or 2 off. The holidays, all right, fine, I got it. I leave a few in reserve. But it was sort of like, oh, there's no Cop Log this week. And then the next week, there's no Cop Log. And then there's no Cop. And now it was getting a month later into December. And I'm like, what's up? So I write to Morgan over at the Greeley Tribune.
Yeah.
And I tell her, I'm too lazy to write my own material most of the time. Coplog gives me material that I can do on the episodes of the show. What's going on? And she got back to me and she was very honest and she said, there's this glitch that they've changed the way the feed works. I can't understand. But it's sort of how we get the information from the police department has to be recoded or something along those lines. They're working on it, but it's going to take some time. So this drags on. And meanwhile, now, if you watch the show, you know that every week I've been doing one coplog. That's it. Just one little, and everything else is the old times, just because I'm running out of them. I got nothing left, and they're not doing new ones. And this drags on into January. And then February. In the middle of February, I get the thing, good news! Good news, we got one log line thing. They're working on it. Looks like it's going to be fixed. And the column starts up again Thursday. And I was like, bless you. Bless you, Morgan. Thank you, God. And nothing happens. Now we get to the end of February. And there's still been no coplog since early November. And I'm almost at the point of getting on a plane, flying to Colorado, and giving those police a talking to there for falling down on the technological aspects of their job of reportage. And Morgan, God, bless her heart, she actually emails me. She sends me the raw log that comes from the police department, virtually unredacted, because she knows I'm not going to say any or give any names or anything like that. Even though I guess it's all public record.
Yeah, public record.
But she this was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. She sends me this. And said, it's not up in the way we have it yet, but here, go. So I was like, mwah, mwah. And you saw last week, I was able to do a few coploggy things because she sent me one, right? And then, out of the blue, this week, just because I always check the Tribune website for the 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what? And I didn't even have to look.
Where was it?
One of the stories that was, in bold on the front page, on the home page, coplog.
It's a good day.
And I click on it, and it wasn't the one that she had sent me, earlier. It was a brand new March.
How many stories? 5, 10?
On the log, probably about 12 to 15 stories, of which I'm keeping about 8.
Do you need your tea?
Actually, I'll have to sit. Thank you very much. I've been very phlegmy this week.
Yeah.
My old phlegm. Oh, thank you. That's nice.
Yeah, and this way you have some help.
Is this with honey?
It's with honey, agave, and I put jelly, peach jelly. You got everything. I make it good
That's
for
really
you.
nice,
I am your barista.
That's right. All right, so here's the deal. I look, and there's a brand new coplog.
David, I'm sure that you're representing many people.
Yes, I do. I speak for the millions who are silent about the absence of coplog in the pages of the Greeley Tribune, on the web pages of the Greeley Tribune.
The last one they have up when I search is from September 22.
Wait a minute. Sir, go to the Greeley Tribune website on the thing right now. Go now. This is it's greeleytribune.org or probably org. I want to make sure this is happening. I want to make sure I didn't dream it. It's been that kind of week. Now, just without even, just scroll. No, keep scrolling.
No. Things to do in Greeley,
No.
There's nothing. Look.
Maybe their thing is configured differently from the website. Keep going. You don't see.
No.
Well, it was 2 days ago.
It's not here.
And maybe it rolled down the feed because it was a couple of days ago. Still not?
Recommended for me. Oh, here, Greeley Coplog.
Yes!
Number 10.
It was higher up 2 days ago. So it's moved down a few notches. Coplog is back.
Oh Lord, it shouldn't be.
Well, don't read it because I got them here. I've got these ready here.
I don't want to even know.
So we mix the 100 years ago items with the brand new, and we do have brand new items from Coplog, from the Greeley Tribune. And you know what we call this particular segment, don't you? What is it called, babe?
Really climbs you all.
Biddly-doodly-dee. Ladies and gentlemen, Greeley crimes and old times, including several. I'm not going to go crazy because, as we learned this week, anything can come and go like that. So it's not like I'm going to have these constant things, but definitely going to do a few.
Okay.
New crimes and old times. A customer, and these are from the ones that she sent me originally. A customer at Cinemark Movies, this is back in mid-February, said someone was in the parking lot checking cars to see if they were unlocked. He couldn't provide more details. Right? I don't know if I did this one last week, but I love this.
Yeah.
So he sees this guy, and he said he's going to the movie right now, so I'll try to find him, but it might take some time. It was like, yeah, there's something going on, but hey, I bought these tickets. I'm going into the movie now.
It's a matinee.
If he's still doing it in an hour and 45 minutes, I'll come out.
He shouldn't have to do it. The police should investigate.
I guess, yeah.
That's nice. He was trying to help.
I guess, but you figure, how can we find? Who's calling? Is I'm going into Marvel Universe. I'll be back.
They have the phone number when you call.
Yeah. Also, from the same day, a woman on 8th Street. Wait, actually, hold on. A woman on 8th Street, but not 8th and 8th, called to say she thinks her neighbor has been taking things from her apartment. Then she called to say something was taken from her vehicle. She also said anytime she parks her car, the lady who sold it to her follows her. Caller has made several unfounded accusations before, and I started to learn some of the lingo because I had to decipher the raw Coplog on this. So she is an MH issue.
What?
What do you think MH?
Mental health?
Yep. That's her abbreviation. It's like capital M, capital H. She's
No, she just has problems.
Obviously, yeah, mental problems, yeah.
Who's talking, Mr. Fleming? Suck it in.
A man on 10th Street said that another man took out a gun. And he held the gun to his grandson's head. He said that this man was, quote, the cause of all the drive-by shootings, unquote.
Wow.
He's very upset with this man.
I don't blame him.
He says also that the man's son beats up his granddaughter.
What?
Police said this was, and that this was all third-hand information. And since the grandson is 21, he would have to file a report himself.
Yeah, he's an adult.
So it's like, does that matter though? Like, if I see a crime that's happening to an old woman, she has to report it herself?
I don't know. But it's third hand, that's why.
Yeah.
If he witnessed it, it's one thing. But if you didn't see something, that's a problem. You know?
Yeah. But classic Greeley crimes here. Let's do one more crime, then we'll get to some old times. A man on 35th Avenue was arguing with his brother when his brother pulled a gun on him. The man left and said his brother had done this before, but he doesn't want to press charges. Do you get the feeling this will happen like 3 more times, and the third time they will have an ambulance, and they'll have, like, oh no, he comes, he threatens me with a gun, then he leaves. He comes, he threatens me with a gun, and then he leaves. He blew my liver out, and then he leaves.
Wow. That's not a good time.
That's
not a good time.
All you need is brotherly love. So, those are some Greeley crimes, ladies and gentlemen, brand new Greeley crimes. We have some brand old times from the Greeley Tribune Republican back in 1923. More than $24,000, that was a lot of money back then, stolen from the National Fuel Company was found hidden in a mattress in a deserted shack west of Frederick, Colorado. All the stolen money, except a $2 roll of nickels, was recovered.
Wow.
The men who blew up the safe to steal the money are still at large. That's a good haul back in 1923 from the fuel company. Why would they have a roll of nickels? Why would they Why would the fuel company be collecting nickels?
I think that's how people pay in change.
If they had the meter.
Before you had checks and stuff, you probably had
Yeah.
They probably went around and said, "You give us your money and for the pay," and they put it in an envelope.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, I guess you're right. Wow. But it's amazing that they found all the money except the $2 roll of nickels. Well, you figure if you're a criminal going to Mexico or something.
You could hide it. You could just break it up, and nickels are small.
Yeah. But, you can stuff a few dollar bills
in a pillowcase.
Yeah. At a local church tonight, the sermon topic will be the unpardonable sin. Only the pastor knows what the sin is, who has committed it, and why it cannot be forgiven. And when he pulls his dick out of an altar boy, he'll tell us.
Oh, we talked about this last week.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. You're going in the altar, right?
A woman has fooled, did I do this one last time? Fooled the medical profession into believing she had the highest body temperature in history. Did we do this last time? She was proof fake. She held the thermometer under her arm to take her temperature. Okay. But then you know how she did it, because people do take underarm temperature now. Yeah, well, yeah. My wife is very hirsute at the moment. She can use a good leg shave. But she held the thermometer under her arm. But what else did she do?
I don't know.
Also under her arm, a hot water bottle.
Ooh.
So that's how because otherwise it would have been a pretty normal temperature reader, right? But that was what made it. Got her to like 100 and whatever it was, probably 108.
She would have been dead.
Yeah, exactly. Because
they know something's wrong when you can't have the temperature that high, right?
Because people can have a body temperature of 104 when you're really sick. That's like a big deal.
You'd be having a bad time.
Now, members of the Army Air Force.
Ooh.
Is there an Army Air? Aren't they two different things?
That's their plane.
Check this out. People have been supposedly conspiracy theorists talking about chemtrails.
Wait, where's that?
Right? What the UFOs and the government lies and then chemtrails. It was X-Files. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But this is from 1923.
Oh boy.
Members of the Army Air Force have announced that they are close to bringing rain to areas that need moisture by flying over clouds and dropping sand on the clouds, which will be turned into rain.
That seems horrible.
Experiments begin next month. 1920. Seeding the clouds with sand.
Yes, that's what it's called, David. I couldn't think of the term. Yeah.
But this was real.
But wouldn't that hurt? Wouldn't it hurt when it's raining sand? That would burn.
I was going to say, the clouds really don't feel much pain. But no,
but I mean for on the earth.
I guess, a sand shower would be annoying.
Yeah.
Why would sand force clouds
because I think it's an irritant. It's makes them itchy.
Like an oyster in a party.
Yes.
Oh. Yes. Maybe. I'm not saying I have no idea. Why wouldn't you just then... I've got this rock here. Wait a minute. If you were an army person, why don't you just blast the clouds with extra hydrogen or something, or an oxygen tank? Extra oxygen should make more water.
The Hindenburg. I don't think you want to do that.
In Turkey, women aren't allowed to attend graduations at college. This is from last week. No, this is from 1923. One woman who had 2 sons graduating, guess what she did?
She dressed as a man.
Yep, exactly. Wearing riding breeches, high boots, spurs, and a jaunty outing cap.
Oh, nice. You have a jaunty outing cap.
I do. On my penis, in fact.
No, you got the hat cap.
Officials said she was too pretty to pass as a man, and that's how they kind of spotted her.
Who's checking them? The graduation is just like a free for all.
Well, you know, this is Turkey, so most of the other women have these big handlebar mustaches. I guess she shaved her stash, but she just we would have got her, but you know, she has the hair. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to give you 5 reasons.
Okay.
Are you ready for 5 reasons why
Yeah.
Caro is, quote, the great American syrup?
Why?
And by the way, Caro syrup is
It's
obviously still around.
You
Yeah.
use it for baking, I know.
Well, number 1, it's always pure and wholesome,
Oh.
unlike the women of Turkey.
No.
2, it's always thick and delicious, much like the women of Turkey. 3, it's great energy food.
Because it's sugar, it's probably.
Isn't it just, yeah.
But it's like you could drink sugar or honey or paste. It's got, yeah.
What is Caro syrup made of? What is
I
it?
think it's like molasses, right?
I'm wondering.
Spell it for me.
Because it's not corn, Karo. It still exists.
I think
It's not vegetable oil.
No, I think it's not.
And it's not maple. So what kind of sugar? Where are they tapping to get Caro syrup? Not caraway syrup.
Babies. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a couple. There's light and dark corn syrup.
So Caro is corn?
What does Caro syrup do for babies?
I don't know.
It's not suitable for babies.
Oh, it's not suitable. No. Don't give it to your baby.
Asking. Can you give it to babies for constipation?
Ooh.
Oh, so they used to give the dark Caro for constipation to babies. They used to do that as a home remedy.
But what is it? Is it corn?
Look exactly. Oh no, that's what is corn syrup exactly.
Oh.
One second.
Yeah. Not made from caraway seeds.
I'm gonna go to the website.
Yeah. I know they probably used it on the Caro Burnett show.
Ice cream fudge.
Yeah.
History, no big chocolate bars. Facebook. It's in pecan pie.
I'm sure ooh. Which also makes sense.
Maybe FAQs?
Yeah,
They don't have a lot of info.
Because is it a brand?
Cooking and preparation.
Yeah, it is a brand, obviously.
Granulated corn syrup.
Aha! Granulated corn syrup? Is it granulated?
No. High fructose.
Oh, so that's sucrose. I don't know.
I know what to do. Give me 1 second.
Sure. While Joyce looks, let me remind you that if you want to get in touch with me and the show, go to davesgoneby@aol.com. Dave's Gone By. Dave, like my name. davesgoneby@aol.com. Send me an email. Love to hear from you.
It's light corn syrup, salt, and vanilla. That's the light one.
Salt, okay.
It's mostly sugar and then.
So it's basically a brand of corn syrup.
And then the dark one is dark corn syrup, refiner's syrup, caramel flavor, salt, sodium benzenate to protect quality and caramel color.
So, yeah, so the dark one is basically caramel with corn syrup. And instead of just generic corn syrup, it's this brand of corn syrup where they add a little bit of vanilla and salt or caramel. All right. So, Caro, but I'm giving you 3 reasons. Did you know there are 5 reasons why Caro is, quote, the great American? So, as opposed to the mediocre American syrup, as opposed to the semi-forgotten American syrup.
Too.
They have what syrup?
Pancake syrup.
Oh, but it's not maple-based? Ooh. I guess if you add caramel to corn syrup, you could put it on a pancake. It'd be okay.
The pancake syrup is corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, salt, artificial maple flavor, sodium benzenate, and caramel color.
Sounds delish.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Caro the great American syrup? Number 4, every first-class grocer in America sells Caro.
Really?
And 5, kind of reversing what you were saying earlier, it's a wonderful food for children.
But that's what they said early on, and then they reversed it.
If your children are stopped up,
yeah.
You know, if they can't go a woogie woogie, I guess you give them a spoonful of Caro and they go, and it's better than it doesn't taste like medicine. It's just a sweet, syrupy thing, and then it makes them go into their toy toilet. Yeah. I will demonstrate. I'm going to demonstrate using the goat.
Okay, wait. That was classy.
Yeah.
That was classy.
Yeah. That's why people write to the show. Dave's gone by at AOL.com, or just message me right here on the Facebook page. At my funeral, I want you to show that moment. I want you, the man you were married to holding a goat as it's screaming with a fake poo coming out of it and toilet flushing in the background.
That was very a Worcester group. Honey.
That says everything about me, doesn't it?
It says everything without saying anything. Yes.
Hey, let's go elsewhere for our
Okay.
elsewhere of the, because even though it's Greeley Crimes and Old Times, we also like to go far afield. We like to go somewhere else in the world for weird, funny, ridiculous news. Oh! Dateline, Washington, D.C. The Supreme Court, the United States Supreme Court, was talking about poop.
Making poop?
Well, the phrase dog poop was uttered several times on Wednesday in the hallowed chamber of the U.S.
What do you mean?
Supreme
They were talking
This is
about-
going to be in legal briefs, as opposed to having poop in your briefs, for decades to cover for the rest of the time. They're arguing in the Supreme Court. Here's the deal. Justices seemed baffled in a case concerning a squeaky chew toy for pets that closely resembles the famous black label on Jack Daniel's whiskey.
Oh, copyright infringement, trademark.
Trademark. The chew toy named Bad Spaniels, as opposed to Jack Daniel's,
That's
right?
clever.
Well, it has the distinctive shape of the distillery's black labeled square whiskey bottles, but with added toilet humor. While the Tennessee whiskey has an alcohol content of 40%, Bad Spaniels is allegedly made of 43% poo that may end up on Tennessee carpets. Jack Daniels is suing Arizona-based VIP Products, and the case is now in the Supreme Court. Obviously, there are wider ramifications
Why
about
does the Supreme-
trademark
why did it
law.
go all the way up to the Supreme Court?
Well, because, even on these little things, free speech, trademark law, and
Yeah.
property rights.
Oh, boy.
VIP Products claims the right to parody protects them. So,
Yeah, like the Weird Al parodies, right?
right. So, what
Like
can
I saw one
Yeah.
in the student bookstore. It was not Starbucks, but it was like Bark Bucks, and it was just like a coffee
Yeah.
cup. That
I imagine Starbucks tried to sue.
wow.
They have the blue-ish
Yeah,
logo and the
same-
lettering.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, please look up. I know I'm
Tell me,
using you as like Bad Spaniels Supreme Court and get an image so we can see what this thing was. I should probably load it up properly on my
Bad Spaniel's dog toy.
Yeah.
Oh, wet nose. Look, they have a whole
Does it look like, what is it?
yeah. I mean,
Oh.
look at all of their toys. Look like Barker's make. They look like here.
But I'm not sure where the dog poop part comes in
I don't know.
to Bad Spaniels. What does it look physically?
Give me 1 second.
Because if they shaped it like a bottle or something, that it's just a dog's chew toy, which would make it kind of fun.
Here we go.
Let me see this. Thank you very much. Oh, it is a chew toy dressed like a bottle. So this is the joke of it. Cute. Nobody's going to really get them too confused. It is
I hope
parody.
nobody drinks a dog a toy of the pet.
But what I don't understand is how it's 43% poo. I
No,
don't.
that's the joke. It's like it's not real.
Yeah, notice it says the old number 2.
Oh.
They're a company after my own heart. But here's the deal. This is literally, they're arguing about this. The attorney for Jack Daniels claims this case involves a dog toy that copies our trademark and associates our whiskey with dog poop.
Oh, look at this though. This is so cute.
She also said the parody is confusing. Are you confused?
This is adorable. Look at that dog.
Oh, well, that's like a... Is that a real
I
dog?
think
That's a
it's
real
It's a
dog.
golden, I think, or something.
Oh, he's adorable. It's a golden puppy.
Or
no,
maybe it's something. He's adorable, yeah.
So the toy isn't shaped like poop.
No,
But I guess they're
no.
just making fun of dog poop
Yeah,
as a
that,
thing.
when the dog eats the toy, the dog will poop the toy.
Yeah.
We know.
Meanwhile, here we go. Justice Eleanor Kagan agreed that the toy was kind of confusing, and she didn't get the actual joke. which
What?
I don't get the
But
actual
they
joke
have
either.
this one, another one, like
Yeah.
Patron, they have a tequila. Silver Patron tequila.
Well, you know what? If
I wonder
if
all the
Jack Daniels
yeah.
wins, that's all going to go away.
Wow, but that's whoa.
Yeah. But is it parody? Is it fair use? Is it obvious that a dog toy that you cannot drink alcohol from is not a bottle of Jack Daniels? Like, duh.
See, look at these. I'll show you like this. I mean, it's similar.
Yeah. But the thing is the poop connection is kind of weird. It's
See,
cute enough that it's bad spelling. Pug and Spider. Here, let me show this.
But I mean, it's so similar, right?
Every time I touch the thing, hold on. Here we go. It's naturally moving. This is a.
But they have all kind of ones. Like you could name a Tootsie Roll or anything. They always have. I've seen dog toys for every.
That makes fun. Yeah.
Like a Tootsie Roll.
So that's why this particular case has far-reaching ramifications.
That makes sense,
yeah. So Eleanor Kagan was on the fence about this. She didn't really get the joke. She just got it was number 2 jokes that had nothing to do with anything. Whereas a justice that I hate, generally, one of the right-wingers on the Supreme Court, I gotta be with him on this. I gotta say that he's got a good sense of humor. He said the joke wasn't hard to grasp. Quote, if somebody approached the distillery CEO and suggested the company produce a dog toy with a similar label and a similar name but filled with dog urine, do you think the CEO is going to say, that's a great idea, we're going to produce that thing? No. To which the Daniels lawyer responded, Justice Alito, you went to law school, you're very smart, you're analytical. Alito replied, quote, I went to law school where I didn't learn any law. I had a dog. I know something about dogs. Unquote. This is being transcribed for law students for hundreds of years about copyright law.
They're going to study this for the bar.
Wow.
But you know what I would do then if I was the company? I would make my own dog toy.
That would
then you could, if you think that there's a market for it,
right.
Maybe they don't do that. They probably made like giveaway stuff. Then you should do it, but sell it cheaper so people buy the real dog toy. I mean,
I'm sure there's Jack Daniels T-shirts manufactured by the Jack Daniels company.
Like, it's so difficult because like trademark and copyright, infringement.
Yeah.
I almost clonked my head on that. That would have been a
problem with that, yeah.
But I think you're right. It's going to mean that anybody who makes like, let's say you have Heinz, but you make a similar image and you call it something different. It's going to be all your shirts from New Orleans will have to be,
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, that's right. When they're stealing the logo, they're doing. Yeah. I don't know what's official, not official. But that's also why if you buy sports gear and go to places, official Baltimore Ravens jacket, a jacket that should be $30 is $75, but it's the official company, as opposed to a knockoff, which I guess they ask for the right to do that because they couldn't otherwise. I'm not talking about what you see on the street. Of guys who close up tables on 45th Street and 7th Avenue. I mean, in stores.
I don't know. It's
or gray market. I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I've never thought about it, but that's an interesting way they're going to have to. If that rolls out, it's going to have really long reach.
Yeah, and I'm always quite intrigued when poop rolls out.
Yeah. I know you like that here.
Such joy. Such fun. Let's do 1 or 2 more Greeley crimes, and then we'll table this and get on with the rest of this 888th episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio Podcastio Programmio of the Stream with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife Joyce. We're here live on this Saturday morning, April 1st, 2023, here in... Yeah, go for it, because I want to finish up Greeley Crimes and Old Times.
Do you need my phone for anything?
If I do, I'll run and grab it. Thank you for asking. So let's do one more crime. Again, thank you so much to Morgan McKenzie for making sure that crimes have returned. There, for 4 months, there was no crime in Greeley, Colorado.
I think the crimes were there. I think they just didn't report them.
Really? You don't think it was just really so quiet?
Maybe.
And nothing happened.
I gotta learn how to reset this thing.
Joyce is going to be on the treadmill in the background there. Let's see. Wait, how old? Oh, these are new. Yeah. Did I get to the end of the? No, I did not. What am I doing? Here we go. What else? At an apartment on 30th Street, a woman said she had squatters at her house threatening to beat her up
What?
if she goes back inside. One of the people is a meth user and drinking. People told the leaseholder it's a civil issue unless she physically can't get into her home. But she could. So,
I'm confused.
was she wrong? Did they ultimately let her in?
What was the classification on that one?
I don't know. It was probably on the initial log that I had, but I'm just like, it was a little confusing because she couldn't get in, but she actually could get in, which makes it a civil issue as opposed to a personal fear. I have no idea.
That's
Anyway.
like a technicality thing, David.
A woman on 6th Street said her husband was on the roof taking down Christmas lights. This is back in the middle of February.
We know how that can go.
Guess what he found?
What? A squirrel?
No.
A baby?
No.
Clover?
Oh,
A
no.
bird? A baby bird?
No.
A chicken?
No.
A deer?
No. Not.
His ex-wife?
No, that'd be
A
great.
Marshall's gift certificate?
Oh, no. Nope. He found, taking down Christmas lights off the roof, spent bullets. There were no recent gunshots reported, though there had been a police incident nearby a few weeks earlier. So I guess if you
Maybe
fire...
Maybe it was bad Santa.
But, I guess spent bullets. If you fire, I guess where the bullet lands, it goes
Maybe.
plop, and must have hit his roof. That's, wow.
Maybe they wanted to take down his Christmas gear.
I guess they really did. That wasn't that funny. Let me try and find something funny. Maybe an old one then. Aha! In Denver. This is from 1923. In Denver, the district attorney...
I should have timed it on this.
The district attorney's office in Denver planted 2 non-wire dictaphones in the chandelier of the office of Lou Blonger, who is now on trial for swindling many people out of thousands of dollars. Think about it. 100 years ago, they were able to place a dictaphone in a chandelier.
Wow.
This is before even sound movies came out.
That's lovely.
And people ask me if I ever...
They kept hearing, Marge, please bring in the coffee and then get the meeting notes.
Well, yeah. Or also, I remember people asked if I used a dictaphone. I said, I use my fingers like everybody else. So on these dictaphones, police found Blonger telling workers how to swindle people out of their savings.
Whoa.
So like literally being able to tape a boiler room. Yeah,
Ponzi, right?
yeah. Like Glenn Ross in 1923. So remember, oh no, I already told that joke. Okay, so that, yes. That's Greeley Crimes and Old Times for this Saturday, April Fool, 2023.
Mr. Horace Greeley was no fool.
He was not.
I'm sure that you'll agree with me that Greeley was no fool.
What he is getting at is that Mr. Greeley was no fool.
Yippee-yi!
Yippee-yi, 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 yi, yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's about 10 after 11 in the morning here.
Or, as we say, 1 hour till bread.
I don't smell it yet. Do you smell it?
I didn't go out in the hallway.
And so what do I have here? Do I have the... I do have a theme song. This is good. So before we get to our Colorado Limerick of the Damned,
Yeah.
and whatever...
Maybe you should do that first because I don't
Well, I've got... Oh, yeah. And then we'll have Rabbi Saul on so let me do that. Let me do the Limerick. Here's what we do. And what I've been doing is that for a couple of years now, when Joyce and I were living in Colorado, and after we came out of there, I started writing a poem about as many places in Colorado as I possibly could. Short ones, Limerick, 5-line, dirty, disgusting, despicable poetry. Just for the hell of it, just to see how many places I could rhyme in disgusting ways. And I've got well over 250 of them now, and I've been doing them once a week on this show, week after week after week. I call them the Colorado Limericks of the damned, because they're not just limericks, they're quite damnable. Today, we go to Genoa, Colorado. Yep, there is a Genoa, small town, in Colorado. And so I've written a really, let's see, how atrocious, no, it's not for the children, although it'll probably go over their heads because they're really small. So, here is our Colorado Limerick of the damned. You're the poetry man.
A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 will end with words that rhyme. And likewise, verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick. Rocky Mountain, Colorado.
Oh, Colorado, Rado, indeed. We go, and let me tell you a little bit about Genoa, Colorado, before I destroy your soul with a poem about it. Genoa is a small statutory town in Lincoln County, which is in eastern central Colorado. This has got a population of about 150 people in it, so it's not completely tiny, but it is considered a near ghost town. There's people living there, but there's nothing to do there. And bet you didn't know this, at 5,700 feet, so it's more than a mile high. It is the highest point between Denver and New York. So go figure. In terms of who was living there before white people got there, there were Comanche, Arapaho, and Cheyenne Indians. And since 1903, there has been a post office in Genoa, Colorado. Still there, so. And it's probably named after Genoa, Italy. It's 11 miles from Lyman and only 36 miles from Simla. And I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, but we did Simla just a week or two ago. So, you know, if you're on your way to Simla, and who isn't, why not stop in Genoa, Colorado? It does have an RV park, and this is magnificent. Back in the day, they built the Genoa Wonder Tower. In 1926, they wanted to get people who were traveling west. So they built a hotel, a rest stop, and a museum, and a restaurant for travelers. So it'd be like a place where they could kind of unload, stay for a while, have a meal, have a poo, use an exercise bike, and you know,
use an exercise bike.
And they really made it this quite amazing place. I mean, it's just this really visible thing in a town that had nothing else. A town that was just at that point, you know, mountains in the background and sand and dirt everywhere, and suddenly like this cool place to stop. And as the town developed, a later owner added a museum of oddities. Ooh. So, you know, to lure people in, including they had a 2-headed skeleton of a calf, and weird things like that. All these towns have museum of oddities. Like we went to the one in California.
Oh yeah.
Although that was intentionally fake oddities. These are, yeah. But and the point was also that you're 57 feet up, so it had great view. You would come up to the thing and see stuff. Unfortunately, the Genoa Wonder Tower fell into disrepair. So now the building is a landmark, but it's just like another typical eyesore. You can't do anything. You can't go in. Public's not allowed. But you can still see the buildings of the Genoa Wonder Tower in Lincoln County, Colorado. So ladies and gentlemen, we have on this Saturday, April 1st, but no fooling, a Colorado Limerick of the Damned for Genoa, Colorado. A ribald young lady from Genoa is unknown to women, but men know her. For if a man begs, she opens her legs and stuffs in the eggs that are Benoit. You're frowning at that one, dear. You're not happy with that one. No. If you're not happy with that one, you can, of course, email me, davesgoneby@aol.com, davesgoneby@aol.com, or post your thoughts. Either message me directly on Facebook, or you can post messages under each show here on the Facebook page. Anyway, it is about 11:15 Eastern Time here in the Daverhood, which means, as I said, because we haven't had the quiz today, and we want to give a shout out to people who are on the show or have been on the show. We also want to give shout outs because when we do have guests, we're very proud to have had them, and we love having them here. And we're proud when they do things beyond what they were doing in the months or years past when they were visiting the Daverhood. We call them friends of the Daverhood because we like to check up on them. We think of them as friends and family of the show. And therefore, for this week, we're going to let you know the activities of the friends of the Daverhood. So, we have to open with something a little sad. I posted this on the davesgoneby.com website and also on our Facebook page. Mark Russell, the comedian, passed away yesterday at the age of 90 from prostate cancer. I might say that name, especially this generation, might not really know who I'm talking about. You know who you used to do. You tuned in once a month on public television, and there would be this guy in the suit, kind of turtle-faced with glasses, and he had this round stage from the University of Buffalo, or a university in Buffalo, with American flag carpeting and stuff, and a piano right in the center of the circle. And he'd sit down at the piano and he'd tell jokes, he'd stand up, then get back to the piano and play these parody songs making fun of current politics and politicians and stuff. I used to watch this going back to like the Gerald Ford era and the Reagan era, and it was equal opportunity. When Clinton was in power, he'd make fun of him too, and then everybody, and he did this for decades. And by the time he was on Dave's Gone By a decade ago, he wasn't on TV anymore. He had retired, and then he sort of unretired for a little while and started doing a couple of concerts again. And then he really retired. But like all comedians, like all writers, he couldn't help himself. He still made sure that he had a Twitter feed and his website where he put up new jokes every week or two, just to stay in the game. Just because when you have a joke and you're a comedian, and, it's a tree falling in the forest, if no one's there to hear it or read it, you feel like this incredible absence and loss. So Mark Russell was like, I may not be performing anymore, or doing my little song parodies at the piano, but for God's sakes, I thought of this comedy line, and throw it out there. So, I haven't checked on him in a bit, but unfortunately he had been sick, I guess, with prostate cancer, and he made it to 90 years old, and he passed away yesterday. So farewell to our friend of the Daverhood, Mark Russell. If you want to hear my interview with him from, I don't have written down, I think it might have been 2010 or 12 or something, when he was on the show, just go into the archives at archive.org or davesgoneby.com, and there it is. The whole chat. It's audio only. It was just when we were on the radio, and it's me. It's not Rabbi Sol. It's me talking to Mark Russell. But do check it out. It's a really lovely chat. Anyway, want to let you know that Willie Nile, the pop rock singer songwriter, he's going to be at Landmark on Main in Port Washington, New York tonight, Saturday night. So go see Willie Nile, or. And boy, it's a shame that they're both playing on the same night, because you should see both of them. At the Bowery Ballroom in Manhattan, Robin Hitchcock is playing. One of my favorite guests ever on the show. Yeah. Robin Hitchcock, he's playing tonight with the band. So, because, he's been doing all through the pandemic for a year or so. He would be doing these online concerts, and you would donate, and, like a 90-minute hour, 45-minute concert from his living room with his wife or girlfriend on backing vocals and other instruments. And it was great, but now he's here with a rock band. They're not the Egyptians, but still. Robin Hitchcock at Bowery Ballroom. Yeah, I was all the way in Flagstaff, Arizona to go to the, my God, it was 30 years, it was 30 years ago, almost. I was going to the Grand Canyon, and the night before, Robin Hitchcock was playing at a bar in Flagstaff, and I saw him there, and it was 29 years ago. And I still remember it. So great performer, great songwriter, and a wonderful guest. Anyway, he's playing Saturday tonight at the Bowery Ballroom. On Sunday, Al Stewart is going to be playing with the Empty Pockets, I guess that's his band now, at City Winery in New York. And then Monday night, it's Manhattan Class Company's annual benefit that they do called Miscast, where people who would never get to sing songs from the theater because they're for the wrong gender or the wrong age, they're completely miscast in the role, but the song is great, and this person can find a way to do it really well. Well, this benefit is called Miscast, and it's going to feature LaChanze and Andre DeShields, both of them friends of the Daverhood. On Tuesday night, congratulations, Ricky Ritzel, our cabaret fella. He is getting a Lifetime Achievement Award from the MAC Awards, the Manhattan Association of Cabarets and Clubs, that is being held at Symphony Space in uptown Manhattan, around, I guess, 96th Street, that area. Starting on Wednesday and running through the middle of May, it's Al Tapper and Tony Sportiello's new musical, On the Right Track. And they're doing it at the theater that they run, the AMT Theater in Midtown. So check out On the Right Track. On Friday, the 7th, and then also into next week a couple of times, you can see Linda Eder at 54 Below. Get your tickets at 54below.com. Off-Broadway, Vanities, the musical. We just had David Kirschenbaum in the Daverhood a week or two ago. Well, he wrote the score for this musical version of Jack Hefner's play. He collaborated with Jack Hefner on this musical version that they've worked on and they've revised and played in London, and now it's off Broadway. The reviews are out and they're pretty good, particularly for David Kirschenbaum's score. Saying it's really catchy, and so he's getting some really nice reviews for Vanities the musical, and it's playing by the York Theatre Company at the St. Jean's Theatre in sort of eastern upper Midtown. What is the 70s? The 70s Midtown is running uptown, or what is that?
I would say it's probably uptown. Midtown would be like 40s, 50s.
Yeah, this is 70s. East side, like 2nd Avenue-ish. Anyway, Tova Felcher, of course, is in Funny Girl through the end of its run, September 3rd. That is at the August Wilson Theater on Broadway. Seth Biesenhurst's Seth's Talent Showcase is every Tuesday night at Don't Tell Mama.
How are Vicky and all the others? Are they doing stuff? Vicky's doing.
Well, Vicky must be doing shows at the Greenhouse Theater this weekend, or she's traveling and her shows are being done with other people. Her shows include, of course, Late Night Catechism, Easter Bunny Bingo, that must be huge right now.
I'm thinking that's crazy, yeah.
And Are You Smarter Than Your 8th Grade Nun? All of those in Chicago at the Greenhouse Theater. Katie Sullivan, you can see her every Friday night from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Algonquin, the legendary Algonquin. So congratulations to her on that. And Eric Comstock and Barbara Fasano are at Birdland. Go get your tickets at birdlandjazz.com. That happens every Saturday night, I think at 5:30. So tonight, if you're in New York, go see Eric and Barbara at Birdland. Don't forget to read, of course, David Sheward. He's not with us playing the game today, but he is writing, of course, for theaterlife.com, culturaldaily.com, and his blog, The David Desk. It's David Sheward. Well, once we have the quizzes back, which might be next week, we'll get Leslie Hoban Blake back from Two on the Aisle, David Sheward, Vicky Quaddy, Ronald Rand, all our wonderful friends of the Daverhood. Lilius White is in Hadestown on Broadway at the Walter Kerr. Alan Menken's score for his music for the musical Aladdin, that is at the New Amsterdam.
A lot of friends of the Neighborhood are
What do you mean? Well,
Taking it.
why? Who else?
No, I'm reading in your back post. I'm looking.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Little Shop of Horrors, of course, is also co-written by Alan Menken. That is revived at the West Side Theater off Broadway over on 43rd Street. Jim Caruso's Cast Party every Monday night at Birdland. And StageBuddy.com, a fine website devoted to New York nightlife that was founded by my very good friend Evan Seplow. DrDemento.com for new and old Dr. Demento shows. A shout out to, actually I haven't said his name in a long time, Bob Cudmore, who I believe is still doing his podcasts about upstate New York history. And those, my friends, are the friends of the Daverhood. Boop, 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 boop. Now this is, wait a minute. These are the pictures you took, right?
No, they're from on your Facebook.
Oh, on my Facebook, yeah. So I want to make sure this is not from the, this could not possibly be from the official Greeley Museum website. But this is me, speaking of all things potato. This was the 2018, I guess it was the last one I went to, Potato Day in Greeley, Colorado. Me dressed knowingly and willingly as a potato, and yet I was not paid or a volunteer. I just did this because I felt I had to. And of course I brought my little plush potatoes with me. Yeah. Just think, my wife has been married to this guy right here, for 25 years. Kind of tells you something, doesn't it? Anyway, it's just about 11:30 in the morning, Eastern Time, here in the Daverhood. Dave Lefkowitz here with you, my darling and wonderful wife, Joyce, helping me with this program, Dave's Gone By, that mixes humor and talk and music and culture. Want to remind you also, I was having website trouble last week. It's been fixed. Thank you, Bluehost. Still having some upload issues, but the most important thing is my other site is back working again. So, if you want to read the things I've written, as opposed to seeing all the shows and hearing all the shows that I've done, the Dave's Gone By shows, those are at davesgoneby.com. But if you know my name, look up the number, davelefkowitz.org. Dave, L-E-F as in Frank, K-O-W-I-T as in Thomas,
F
Z.
as in farting.
I'm so, what?
F as in farting.
Dave Lefkowitz. What are you asking for?
My phone.
Oh, that's my phone.
Yeah, your phone.
Your phone is here. I'm sorry. Here you go. DaveLefkowitz.org is the place where, and this is an ongoing thing, I'll be doing this for the rest of my life, not so much writing new material, but finding all my old material
Wow.
and saving it and collecting
Are
it.
you still doing that crazy?
Why do you think that's crazy?
I
You're the one
called
who has
you-
books on the shelf.
I called you crazy.
But if you want to read hundreds of my theater reviews, both old and newish and Jewish, then they're there at davelefkowitz.org. If you want to read my plays, please read and produce my plays. I've got a couple of full-length plays, many one-act plays. They're free. I don't even care. Just do them. Send me $1 and do them. But please read them and enjoy them. Most of them are intentionally pretty funny. Also, interviews with very, very famous people. I've written for the Long Island Woman magazine for about 2 decades now, and I do some of their cover stories. So this is a legit newspaper out on Long Island, and they purposely get like major celebrity women for their cover stories. So I've interviewed for them everyone from Billie Jean King to Meredith Baxter Burney to Joan London to Fran Drescher, and who was the one from Curb Your Enthusiasm? Susie Essman.
Yeah.
Just people like on that level of like household celebrity names, some bigger than others, Judy Collins, and it's like, you want to read them? They're there at davelefkowitz.org. You can also read I'm putting more like my news stories up there, things like I wrote for StageBuddy.com when I was writing and editing for them in the late aughts, just before we moved to Colorado. Or was it then? Or later than that? Or was it
What?
18? No, it had to be before. It was a while back. But anyway, but those stories too, I'm starting to put up more. So there's well over 1,000 items on davelefkowitz.org. So it's my history. It's also kind of an entertainment history if you're following the theater reviews with a ton of stuff from the 1990s and 2000s. You've also got my song lyrics. I've written dozens and dozens and dozens of songs, some of them serious, most of them ridiculous and funny and disgusting and sick, kind of like my limericks. Hey, you want to read all of my Colorado limericks of the damned
I do.
in one fell swoop? Because it's one thing when I come out on the show once a week, I bring out one disgusting limerick, and you hear it and you're like, oh, cute, funny, sick, and so forth. It's quite another to be confronted by 250 unbelievably vile, sick and tasteless and relentless, dark-humored, sexually perverse limericks, and they just don't stop. It's like one, and then another, and you start reading, and it's just, even I look at it, and I'm like, oh, this person should be locked up.
Yeah.
There's something deeply disturbed, and hilarious, but disturbed about this, and it just keep going and going in alphabetical order. Hundreds now of these things. You can just go Google it or go to davelefkowitz.org, put in limericks, and there you are. Check out davelefkowitz.org. There's also a link to the site from davesgoneby.com, so you can do a hop, skip, and a jump over to the mental insanity that is Dave. Anywho, it's 11:30-ish or post 11:30 in the Daverhood Eastern Time. So we've got Rabbi Saul.
Oh, God help us.
He's got a rabbinical reflection for us because I think Wednesday night is either the first night or they're taking the windowsills on Tuesday. Wednesday's the first Seder. There was something along those lines of this week. As you can see, I'm fairly non-observant.
You are a Seder for reader.
I want to be a Seder. Oh, if we have time, I can also share, or maybe I will next week, of the newsletter that we get from our old shul.
Oh, I saw it on your phone. No. No.
Oh, you got it. There are things in there.
Can I just give you one word?
Yeah.
No.
Which means, if Joyce said no, that means yes. That means
Nice.
that's a share screen for me. I'm going to do it. I've got to do it to set up Rabbi Saul Solomon. This is the coolest thing. Let's see. Let's see if I can share this. I got to share the screen anyway to get Rabbi Saul on there. So let me first find under downloads the Greeley Jewish News as put out by our old synagogue, our wonderful old synagogue in Greeley, Colorado. And you can scroll through it with me, and you can see the delights therein. So let me see. I've never actually shared screen with our new platform. Oh, I guess this works.
It's the same thing. You just share screen on the bottom.
One participant can share it. Let me hit it. Desktop 1, share. So now you should be seeing, good. Okay, here we go. I'll make this a little bigger so that you can see it. So here we go. Jewish holidays coming up. This is really helpful. And page 2, they're already talking about the Holocaust because, let's see. Dear friend, this is so true. This is from, I think she's the president or one of the people, not the rabbi, but people running the shul. You can tell this is Jewish. Dear Chaverim, which means friends, it's April and we can begin to hope for warmer weather. I don't know about you, but this winter has seemed endless to me. So everyone that she writes, she's wonderful, but by the second line, there's already something negative.
Of course.
It's never like just happiness and joy and welcome to the shul and happy that. It's always like, hey, everybody, God, hasn't this been terrible? It's so incredibly Jewish. They're having a community Seder. And oh, look, right in the second line here, in April, we also take time to remember the 6 million.
Oh, God.
Because you cannot, it's 80 years later,
They would
cannot.
just help you with focus, take a breath,
Yeah.
smell.
Oh, I don't smell it yet. As usual, there's a week of educational activities. Even though I've read extensively on the Holocaust, because you're Jewish, I always learn something new. Let's see. Okay, so that's kind of nice. Everyone's welcome. No, this is really nice. You know, they're diverse and you know all the good buzzwords. Oh, I do smell the bread right now. There's our marvelous rabbi. We do love her. Again, why is this Jewish? Okay, here's the message from the rabbi.
Yes.
Passover will begin soon.
Okay.
And this is the time of the annual purchase of matzah for our household. A couple, it's not funny, but it's just a couple of our grandchildren
Yes.
have celiac.
Oh, God. That's horrible.
I'm not making fun of the grandchildren. It's just like, boom, boom. It's like Passover, matzah, food. A couple of our grandchildren have celiac disease.
That's also genetic, yeah.
So we load up on a few boxes of gluten-free matzah too. And Rabbi Sal's going to be talking about exactly this kind of thing.
But that's actually good because you don't want the kids to get sick.
I know, man, just like the second line, man. Oh, it's wonderful. More. Okay, so that's normal stuff. Celebrate Passover, Festival of Freedom. Pesach Community Seder. So if you can't make one yourself, and they were fun. It was really a nice thing. Okay. Holocaust Memorial Observances. There you go. Gotta have it. And culmination is a klezmer concert. Where else but at Unitarian Universalist Church? Talk about mixed messages, huh? All right, fine. Here's a message from one of our members about the Colorado Pet Pantry, where they're they're trying to have people bring pet food, or pet toys, or pet accoutrements for people who can't afford to really care for their pets, so they can get so that's wonderful. That's nothing funny about that. That's great. That's wonderful. That was not our shul. Holy crap! What shul is that?
Smell this.
Governor, but in Denver. Governor's Holocaust. It's like no, half the thing is Holocaust, and then there's this, recipe for the month. You think the blacks have not had an influence on Jewish culture? It's matzah crack.
Matzah crack?
That's what they're calling it, matzah crack. Or, as they like to call it, toffee matzah, which involves lightly salted matzah, unsalted butter, packed brown sugar, sweet chocolate chips, corn. I'm sure it tastes delicious. But of all things to talk, why do they call it matzah crack?
Crack is something funny, like crack. It's the thing to have.
Well, yeah, if you're Irish.
It's probably addictive. Maybe they mean it's addictive. It's so yummy.
But this is a shul's recipe.
I don't think they developed it. I think they're just reprinting it.
Oh. And you
Yes.
do need to see that. You might want to stand behind me, but off screen. Because they do have photos from their Purim celebration.
I saw them on your phone. No. The one boy looks like he's being tortured. You see the boy's thing? He's like...
Everybody looks like they're being... No, it was fun. And I used to enjoy it greatly because they made me play Haman and the narrator and stuff because I'm so hammy. But, doesn't that look like joyful fun?
Yeah.
And we know her. We love her, actually, the woman on the left. But I don't even know. You can't see where I'm really pointing. But there's just all sorts of wrongness going on here.
Oh, that's not good.
This is right. This is cute. Children enjoying, people having fun, funny hats, funny costumes. Okay. Here's another one. We know him. He's a really nice guy. The guy on the left in the Star Trek uniform. Woman on the left looks like my cousin, not Dee, but Tony and
That's Dee.
looks like her, and also Deborah.
Oh,
Kind
yeah,
of a mixed
She's
thing.
blonde. Is she blonde?
Yeah. Well, she's also got weird color in her hair too. But
People like
okay.
that. That's
But then there's the greatest picture of all. First of all, you've got the rabbi, our beloved Rabbi Sarah on the right. But I don't know. There's just something about the picture on the left, and we know this woman too. She's just I was just sitting there with bunny ears on,
Yeah.
with an expression that says, "I would rather be at the Holocaust memorial than this." It's just like, I don't know.
Why would they? This is what I don't understand. I understand people get down, you know, when they're doing events and stuff, they get quiet. But why would you pick the pictures where people look sad?
Well, she looks like she's concentrating on something. But I'm saying, if you put this as a screensaver, it's just kind of like, if you were going to put a bunny
ear.
ear.
It reminds me of, to be honest with you.
What?
Yearbook photos.
Well, yeah.
You know, when like a yearbook, like, you know, people are like, look the other way, you know, people have red eye.
That's just, there's something about this picture on the left. The picture on the right, Rabbi Sarah looks wonderful. She looks joyful. She's in a cute cape. She looks probably Queen Esther. I'm not sure who she's playing. But on the left is just magnificent. Magnificent.
Oh, everybody's got their thing.
But wait, there's more. Oh, and there's a joke. So,
tell me.
You always want me. So this is a joke. I'll tell it. You can read it because I've got to read it here from the sharing the screen. A motor mechanic was removing the cylinder head. This is actually a great joke. From the engine of a BMW M3 when he noticed Dr. David Schwartz, a well-known cardiologist, standing in the service area. Dr. Schwartz was waiting for the manager to come and take a look at his car when the mechanic shouted across the garage, "Hey, Doc, want to take a look at this?" A bit surprised, the cardiologist walked over to where the mechanic was working. The mechanic straightened up, wiped his hands on a rag, and asked, "Doc, look at this engine. I opened its heart, took out the valves, repaired or replaced anything damaged, then put everything back together. When I finished, it was working just like new. So how is it that I make $40,000 a year and you make $1.5 million a year when you and I are doing basically the same work?" Dr. Schwartz paused, leaned over, and then whispered to the mechanic, "Try doing it with the engine running." That's clever. Come on, that's a beautiful joke.
I'd rather have the crack.
Yiddish word of the day is ungepatchket.
I love that. Yeah.
Ridiculously over-decorated or ornate. What else we got here? Women in resistance in the Warsaw Ghetto. So you can have a moment of fun when you're Jewish and then go right back to the
That's what
Holocaust.
makes me feel.
There you go. But it's just like every other page is Holocaust. I get it because it's Holocaust Remembrance Month. I get it. But still, Jesus. Well, not Jesus. We're Jewish. But, and there we go. And there we go. Isn't this just the most marvelous thing? And if you want to donate to the Beth Israel congregation, there's an order form. I'm sure if you're not even in Greeley, but you love this, yeah, do send them some money. They could use it. Anyway.
How do you know?
That is the Greeley. What do you mean, how do I know? We were there. We were too cheap to join. We pay when we go and have their dinners.
Take a flower interlude.
Yeah. Well, they can't really see too because I'm minimized on the thing. I'm share screen here.
Share screen?
Well, I got Rabbi Saul coming up. I'm going to just keep it on share screen.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But this is from our front lawn, a little flower break. A little flower. Didn't mention the Holocaust. A flower in honor of Jewish dead. The 6 million. There you go.
Is that really true?
What? 6 million dead? Yes.
No, not that. About the timing. Is there a certain,
Yeah, I think it's Holocaust Remembrance Month or.
Somebody named Butt sent you a script.
Oh yeah, but really,
It's MP Putt, which I read as Butt.
That's good. That's great. No. I'm on a thing from NYU where you send your script to someone to evaluate, and they send yours, and you have a month to evaluate it. So,
You're on.
yeah. All right. Here we go. Well, it's 11:45 already. How the hell we filled almost 3 hours of a show without the quiz and without a guest is somehow beyond me. And yet we still have to finish up the program because we've got the one, the only, the Jewish Rabbi Saul Solomon here. He is going to offer his rabbinical reflection on the arrival of Passover. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. First, let's play the Rabbi's theme song because we can and we will. Where's Rabbi Saul? See, this is how the magic happens, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. No, we're not going to play I'm Too Sexy for My Prostate. We're gonna play the hey, where? Rabbinical Reflection theme song. Hello, it's me, Rabbi Sal, with Rabbinical Reflections for you all. I come from Temple Songs of Bitches here in Great Neck, New York. Shut up and pay attention to me. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, let me make him full screen, because he deserves it. Rabbi Sal Solomon! Shalom, damn it! This is your old pal, Rabbi Sal Solomon, with a rabbinical reflection for this Passover week, 2023. My friends, we are only days away from Pesach, the Jewish holiday of Passover, when we commemorate escaping from Egypt and making our slow pilgrimage through the desert into Israel and later to Miami and Crown Heights. Although we mourn all the Arabs God had to kill to save us, we rejoice in the holiday because it means we are no longer slaves. We get paid for our labor, and we are vassals only to the bank, the mortgage, the car loan, the student debt, and Equifax. Of course, Passover comes with so much labor of its own. You have to clean the house, change out your dishware, cook a big and strange meal, invite people to the Seder, disinvite people to the Seder when one of them is Uncle Yaakov, who doesn't get along with Cousin Malka because of a business deal with her late husband that went south, and now she won't even be in the same room with Yaakov, even though he likes her. In fact, he likes her, which he won't admit, not even to his therapist, but you can tell. The cleaning and work of modern-day holidaying remains a chore, but one aspect of Passover has improved significantly over the years. Remember back in the day when you'd go shopping for Pesach food, and the supermarket would allow 2 shelves for items marked K of P. On the top shelf, you see gefilte fish, bouillon cubes, and a bag of walnuts. On the shelf below, dessert, which meant matzah smeared with dark chocolate, which is what passed for a snack in 1976, macaroons, which tasted like sponges dipped in coconut and shame, and honey cake, about which the less said, the better. But that was the selection. You'd head to the checkout, just hoping the Gentile ahead of you wasn't laying a pork roast on the conveyor belt for your box of matzah to soak in. Yes, if you wanted Jewish food, you'd fry your own matzah meal pancakes, you'd roast a roast, you'd shred your knuckles making charoset that everybody else would eat at the Seder, so by the time the bowl got back to you, you had one speck, not even big enough to stop up a bluebird's tuchus. Oh, my chaverim, times were tough, but now Jewish neighborhoods have entire stores devoted to Passover edibles. You enter surrounded by kashrut. You almost expect them to hand you a tefillin with your shopping cart. And you can barely imagine a food that doesn't have a Passover hack. Bacon, fried pastrami. Breakfast cereal, apple cinnamon crispy O's. That's a real thing. French toast, matzo brie, shrimp cocktail. Okay, you're on your own there, but the variety astonishes. Let's say, however, that you don't live in Cedarhurst, because you have a life. Your neighborhood is so goyish, they put up Christmas trees in October and leave them up until October. And yet, visit the supermarket, and guess what? Even there, an aisle will be set aside for all these Passover foods Jews don't want to eat, but we have to. And if you're a shut-in, Amazon has an entire Pesach portion where you can buy everything from matzo ball soup to nut butter. Those of you who are laughing at nut butter, grow up. You can purchase Exodus brand kosher for Pesach beef jerky, and Amazon will sell you Manischewitz granola and Lieber's gluten-free elbow macaroni. Is that almost too secular? Don't worry. You can still find chocolate lolly cones, Joyba ring gels, and a good old bottle of Gold's horseradish so red it's guaranteed to ruin any shirt sleeve you dip into. I complain a lot because I'm Jewish, and also because many things in life have progressively worsened. Air travel, doctor's appointments, cost of living, insurance, sitting in a theater with a mask on, watching plays designed to make me feel guilty for being me. The world is a little crazy right now, and a little crazy always. So, it's a rare pleasure when something gets better and easier. As a child, by the third day of Pesach, I was so bored and constipated, people mistook me for Ben Stein. A Jewish kid growing up right now could eat a week of Passover food and not even realize it's Passover. Isn't that what's great about America? Assimilate or stay insular, but either way, the culture assimilates you. You can roast your own shank bone, which is painful and not recommended, or visit a community seder. You can celebrate as much Passover as you can take. So boil those eggs, gather those Haggadahs, and get ready to tell the story one more time of how our ancestors went from enslavement to enfreement. And if the pandemic is still keeping you from spending next year in Jerusalem, load up a virtual background with a wailing wall on it, and boom, you're there. As I said, we can long for yesteryear, but every so often, we're lucky to be living in this year. Wishing you all a Zis and Pesach, this has been a rabbinical reflection from Rabbi Sal Solomon, Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. The views expressed by... you guys see the still image that, no, you don't have to see the still image that this lands on. The one, the only, the Jewish Rabbi Sal Solomon here, only on Dave's Gone By, here on this Saturday late morning now, almost early afternoon, April 1st, no foolin', 2023, with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife Joyce, and all of you watching at home. Wait, let me put the lights back on because we're gonna finish things up here in the Daverhood, unless you want to...
Oh, David, you didn't show this. Hold on.
Well, talk to me.
No, you forgot one picture that I think you'll probably use, but I think you should share with the team.
Why not? Yeah, tell me. Oh! I forgot about that, yes.
It's in your list. You know.
This also happened this week. This, all the...
Calm down and calm down.
I'm too excited.
I know you're excited, I know.
The toilet. The goat, the discount, or the winning those coupons. Sorry, at the stores at TJ Maxx.
I should have taken off your cover. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Thank you. All of these things.
I'll leave this up here. I can give you the coffee or tea.
The ducks on the lawn. Amidst all of this, I'm driving, you're picking up Joyce from work.
Yes, you're taking me to an appointment.
Right. And on the way to the
We
appointment...
found a really good route, apparently so did other people.
And there's apparently a pub.
It's like when you did Adler's, remember your toddlers
Yes!
with Adler's?
Yes. Now, I am not physically in this picture,
No.
but I was driving, and Joyce was good enough to take the picture of this.
Because the light just changed too, and I didn't want to get any license plates of cars. You can't do that really.
So, no, this picture came out perfectly. I'm going to make it
Is it
bigger.
the one with the two directions too?
Yeah. But if it didn't have the directions, it wouldn't be funny.
Oh, of course.
So here's what you see when you make this turn to go up this particular road in the town that's near us. It's kind of small. It's going to be hard to kind of make out. But here's the car in front of us,
Yes.
and there is the place that they want you to go and have a nice brew. Have maybe a burger and some beer. So I'll make that a little bigger just so you can see that.
It's called like brass or glass is the real, I think.
Yeah, either I thought it was glass, but you're right. It's got to be brass.
Either one.
It's the brass tap. However,
This you should dedicate to Cousin David who liked panini ass, remember?
yeah,
That was his favorite, yeah.
because ladies and gentlemen, the ass tap grill, and you know, I won't like tapping that guy's right there. But this is again, it's being blocked by the sign. But every driver who's
Yes.
coming up from that direction, making that left or right, well, they can only make a left turn from there.
Maybe this is a better one here.
Is coming up upon this sign in exactly this way. There it is. There it is. And it just gives me a little moment of joy. You know, as
I'm sure
I'm-
it gives a lot of people a moment of joy.
It certainly does. It certainly does.
I just saw that. It came up. That's something I took.
Yeah, actually, you know, send me that or
It's
make
on-
sure it's
shared,
loaded.
shared, yeah,
Because I do want to put
see
that
it.
on Facebook. That's kind of beautiful.
Yeah, it's shared. You got
The
it.
Ass Tap Pub.
I'll see if it's shared with you.
Ah,
And tell them about where you took your picture for the show with the little coconut, the little squirrel.
wait, what?
You took your picture with the little squirrel, and we took it out in Hunt Valley, right?
I don't remember. What's your... it's a squirrel or a marmot. I thought it was a little...
either one.
Yeah, that was the image that we used for our Facebook thing. That was taken at a
Yeah,
coffee
it's in
shop.
Here, it's in here, yeah.
Yeah. The image that I used when I was promoting the show on our Facebook page
Was it
this week
one?
is... I'm not sure. Maybe I'll show that one next week, depending if I go back to Mission Barbecue. Yeah.
You should post that on their website.
I really should. Hey,
On
if they give me
You
a
should put it on their
discount.
Facebook, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do it. You don't have Facebook there on your phone, but that's really great. You look great.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is, I swear to you, I cannot believe that it is 3 minutes to
Oh, wow,
noon
yeah.
Eastern Time, live on this April 1st, 2023. We've done, I don't know what the hell we've done, but we've managed to take 3 hours to do it. We had our Greeley Crimes and Old Times. We talked about lots of different things for sure. We had Great Wavy Man. He's not plugged in. So, and of course we had the brand new toy toilet and the screaming goat. We talked about the potato organization. We talked about the Greeley Jewish News. We had Rabbi Saul Solomon in the Daverhood with his reflection on Passover. If you want to share that with other people and stuff, we're going to post it separately on the website and on Facebook. It's already posted on davesgoneby.com. If you want to find out more about Rabbi Saul, go to shalomdammit.com, shalom, D-A-M-M-I-T, shalomdammit.com. All of his rabbinical reflections are posted there, even though the videos are on our other website. But we have a link to the videos for them, and you can read them on Saul's website. Also, shalomdammit.com has a link to his stage show when it was performed back in 2011 or 12 off Broadway. It's called Shalom Dammit, An Evening with Rabbi Saul Solomon. Check it out, it's hilarious. And 10 even more hilarious episodes of his TV show that he did for Long Island Cable Television back about a decade or so ago. Those are all at shalomdammit.com. Check out my website, davesgoneby.com, my Twitter feed, Radio Dave 2, my Instagram page, Dave's Gone By, the Facebook page, Dave's Gone By, the YouTube page, Dave's Gone By. Did I get everything there? I'm not sure. I got enough. Just start with either the Facebook page or the website, davesgoneby.com, and work your way from there. I want to thank Rabbi Saul, of course, for being in the Daverhood. I want to thank my darling, adorable wife, Joyce. I want to wish Joyce's friend, well, Easter isn't for, when is Easter?
I think it's soon.
Yeah. Well, I want to wish your family happy Easter, happy Passover to my family and to my mom. I want to send a shout out to our friends Natalie and Clarence and their son Camera. They're dealing with something very, very, very awful. So we love them and we just give them our best. Anyway, anything else do we want to talk Trump or are we just done?
I think I want to eat the bread. Uh-oh.
Oh, what was that?
Whenever you're taking
Ooh, there we go. So, yeah, I think that's enough for the day. And if you're not like this goat, if you're screaming for more Dave's Gone By, you can find it, of course, at the website, davesgoneby.com. Anyway, we hope and expect to see you next Saturday morning from 9 until noon or thereabouts with the 800, oh, I used to do this every week, hold on, with the 880
Yes. Take it down.
9th episode of Dave's Gone By here in the Daverhood. Have a great one. Please do enjoy the holiday of a most happy and safe and yummy Passover. Buy some of those foods Rabbi Saul mentioned. Maybe not all of them, but some of them. And have a really terrific spring week. And let me get the music up. Gone by.
Days gone by, days gone by, days gone by, days gone by, days gone by.
And one more for the Gipper. Gone by!